Hey everyone, welcome back and welcome to the replay viewers who may be watching this after the fact. But I decided to hop on today. I've had these in my room for I don't like 2 months now, and I've got to finish them up. I finally, I'm sorry if the screen kind of shifts around. I've got my camera in a weird position and it's attached to my desk. So we may get a little bit of movement. I apologize. I'm in the process of setting up my new studio, and things are a little temporary right now. But anyway, I just wanted to get these finished up. I finally got the signatures stitched in, and they are little spring journals. Well, and they're kind of a little on the chunky side, but this is what I'm doing. And I wanted to get started first by welcoming everyone who's here or anyone who's joining on the live, and also wanted to share some things about okay, what is happening? Don't know how come I'm receiving any kind of messages since everything is on airplane mode. Let's see. Hold on one second. Okay. I'm I'm trying to find out where I go to find myself live. um, because let me look. I want to join in on the chat. Let me see if I go back in here. If it'll catch me up on the live. Okay. Channel. Here I am live. Yes. Okay, this is what I wanted. I need to turn the volume off and catch myself up. Okay, I apologize for that. Okay, I apologize for that. But I wanted to be able to do the chat if anybody hops in. But anyway, I just want to say to all those who are watching who no longer have a mother living or any mother figures in your life, or who has never become a mother physically to children or through adoption or anything like that, and you find yourself as a woman this day, I just want you to know that if you have suffered any kind of a loss of children, or that loss of never having children, but you're fine, and that you find yourself, but you've lost your mother, or you never even knew your mother. I mean, there's so many circumstances, and we find ourselves this day as women honoring the mother figure. And for some people, it is a very painful time because they may have lost their mother, or they may have lost their child. And there's a lot of loss uh, that people experience, that on this day, and even Father's Day or any kind of holiday, could create a time of grief for people. And I just want to come and encourage those of you who may be grieving or who may be having a rough time today. So let's get our mind off of such things. And I want to also encourage you with a scripture. That's how I find my peace. And I just want to share this with you. It's in the book of First Peter, and Peter is writing to the Christians who are believers in Christ who were exiled and serving in other areas outside of Judea. And he's just writing to encourage them. And in this specific chapter, he is addressing the elders and the young men in the church, which was the custom at that time. And so he then, when it gets to this scripture, he puts the focus back on to the whole body of Christ that he is speaking to. And I just want to leave you with, it is chapter 5, and it is verse 7. And this is in the New Living Translation, and it says, which the New Living Translation is kind of, it's not a word for word, it's thought for thought. But it's very easily understood. And he just writes to give all your worries and cares to God, for he cares about you. And that's kind of my message today, is I wanted you to know that God cares for you where you are and where you are at. And he sees your heart. He hears your prayers. And I just want to encourage you. And I also want to encourage you that if you don't know him, that you come to a time in your life that one day you will come to know him in a miraculous way. And I have gone through a lot of suffering and loss in my life, and he has been my rock and my fortress and my anchor. And he has been the one that I could run to and find that peace. And there's a scripture also in Matthew that talks about how light his yoke is, because he takes the burdens of this world off of us and he places them, he takes them off of us and he places on us his burdens, which are light, because he has the peace that surpasses all understanding. And I'm hoping that each one of you listening or watching, if you haven't left yet, that you receive peace, the peace of God that surpasses all understanding, and that you know it deep in your heart that you are loved, and that no matter what you've done can never, ever separate you from the love of God. And I was watching the Times Square Church. If you have a chance to find this service from today on May, what's today? The 11th. Please look it up. First of all, an amazing worship leader, Ricardo Sanchez, who has has an amazing story to his life with his child, his son, and what their family went through. He leads the worship, and it's multicultural, multi-generational, just so uplifting church. I've never been there. I do want to visit one day. And anyway, the message that the woman who was speaking gave today was out of Luke, that talked about the woman with the issue of blood, but how she presented it was just amazing and so freeing. And I just highly recommend it. And if you're a replay viewer and you're still here, I'm going to put it down in the description, a link to it down in the description below. I highly recommend you, even if you just fast forward to the part where this woman is talking. She is a little bit older woman. She's probably in her, I don't know, 60ish. She gives an amazing insight into her own testimony, and her testimony is just so good. And so after that, they invite this older woman who they're honoring, who's up on the worship team, who's been there for decades. And she gets up and she sings an old Andre Crouch song. And I'm telling you what, if it does not bring you joy, then, I don't know what'll lift you up, but it is so amazing. This woman is 80 and the energy is so awesome. So I highly recommend it. I'm going to leave a link. Okay, let's get on with finishing up my books because I'm tired of looking at them. I finally took a bold stance and went ahead and sewed all the signatures in. And I crocheted some of these. Well, I've been doing these for a really long time, and I just decided to make some for these journals. But these are my little crochet ties. And so I made them for these books. And then I have a whole stack of things that I want to fill in them with. So this stack of ephemera is going in here, and this stack of ephemera over here is going in this one. So I'm just going to be kind of working through. I did a couple of videos with some of the things that I made. Like we did that give a scrap and made these little embellishments, and I think we made bunnies and chicks, and I just kind of put little sequins on them, and we made bumblebees, and that video is in under give a scrap. So anyway, let's get started. These are bunny books, and I need to just start gluing, and I accidentally had a little boo-boo there, so I need to get some washi tape. Sorry. And I want to put some washi tape over the boo-boo. Let me see. I need to get my... And I also want to say, if you are here and you are hurting today, that you can reach out to me on my Instagram. Just DM me and let me know, and I will hear you out, and I can pray for you and encourage you, and just to let you know that you are not alone. So, and even if you are a mother or a grandmother or great-grandmother or great-great-grandmother or an auntie or anything like that, and you are separated from your family currently, welcome. I'm thanking that you're joining me and watching. So, okay, let's see. I have this, and I have this washi tape that I found in my stash, and I haven't even used it. I don't believe I've even used it, but I see a yellow flower. These are stamps. To be honest, I don't even know who makes these. I know it's a scrapbook company, but I'm going to put that up there. Okay, let's get these. I made this on an envelope just because I have so many envelopes. So I'm not... If I wanted to use it as an extra tuck spot, I could just like punch this, but I didn't. I stitched over it. I have so many envelopes, and I just decided to make them pockets just to use them as a background. And to be honest, I'm not even expecting anybody to even be here live. I'm just going to craft and keep myself accountable because, oh my goodness, I've got to finish these books up. I really do. So today is just going to be a laid back kind of crafting time. And I just glued that on 3 sides, and I need to hold it still for a little bit so it can start to make it stick. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go through the book. We're going to glue some things down. And I already kind of tacked a few things in. My good friend Kelly, my good friend, who I just met through a swap, through Rebecca Hoot swap, she sent me a pile of ruffles, which I did do an unboxing of that Happy Mail. So if you want to see what she sent me in this our spring swap, but I pulled these out and I'm using some of them that I felt went really nicely with these journals. This is a really long flashcard. It has a whole nother side on the other side, but I just love that it said the duck said, and there was a little duck on that page. I mean, how cute is that? Well, hello, Erin in the Adirondacks. Oh, yay. I'm glad you're here. Welcome, welcome. And I'm glad I can keep you company while we can keep each other company while we're working through some things, because I have to make myself accountable. So I haven't done a live in a long time. I have been crafting, but I just haven't turned the camera on. And, it's the whole, I don't have enough memory on my phone and to do any more videos because I've been doing a lot of hauls lately. And so I've been posting those, but I have been crafting. I need to do more crafting videos. And so anyway, I'm going to be coming on live for a few times because I have a backlog of videos. So where in the Adirondacks are you? My sister used to live in the Adirondacks. She lived in Lake Placid, New York, I think. That's the Adirondacks up there, if I'm not mistaken. I did some fodder with some of these new I'm sorry, you're gonna hear some dinging of my what? You're up near Lake Placid? That's so cool. Okay. With some of these new markers I got, they're acrylic paint markers. I got them at oh my goodness. Okay, so there's a place that you can go to on certain days. These bins are like $1, $2, $3, $4, $5, $6, $7. So every day it's a different dollar amount. So the first day they put all this new stuff out, everything in there $7. And then every day after that you go back, it drops like by an increment. And so anyway, I got these there. I thought, why not try them? They were acrylic paint markers. My acrylic paint markers dried up. I had some Montana markers, which are super expensive, and they all dried up while they were in storage. I should have kept them with me, but they were in a bin and I didn't know they were in there. So anyway, and I just was kind of playing. So I made some little spring fodder and a little cup, and I thought I would tuck those in. So I'm going to cut this actually. Yeah, so I used to have to fly into Vermont to go see her and then drive over. It was just stunning there. And I went one year skiing in Lake Placid, and I went to I went on the bobsled run. They take you on a portion of it. Oh my goodness. I screamed the entire time I was on there, but it was fun. And they had a toboggan run that was an old ski jump. There was so much to do in Lake Placid. It was beautiful. So I was there in the summer when my sister got married. And then I went back in the winter to go skiing. I don't think I need, this is more for fabric. Now, do you ski because you live up there? Do you ski at all? Or like winter sports? Oh, I'm glad you like where you live. Yes, it is beautiful. So I'm just going to glue this. I should have checked my glue before I started. And my pen is all it's all jacked up, so it doesn't go all the way in there because it's bent, and I lost my little I have one of these little rubber stopper things for it, and I lost it. So oh, you cross country ski. Oh yes, I'm sure. Yeah, it would be because ski lift costs and all that. My father used to do cross country skiing when I was younger, and he would put us on his shoulders when we were little and take us around, which was always fun. In fact, I have a picture somewhere. Okay, so I'm going to put that there. I never went cross-country skiing, but I grew up north, so I grew up learning to ski, but I was never that great because I lived 40 years in Florida, and so I had to kind of relearn every time I went, because if you don't use those muscles, you definitely lose them. Yes, it was a great memory. Okay, so let's go to the next. I've got this thing I want to add. I'm going to put the pin in this so we don't have to unclog again. Let's see. Oh my goodness. I've had these flowers forever, and I've been kind of separating my stuff by color, and this was in my pink box of pink things. And so I thought, well, it's like a peachy pink color. These are old Primas. To be honest, I don't even know who made this thing. Probably had it since the 1990s. So what are you working on, Erin? You know what? I need a little tiny hole punch. Do I have one? I do. I don't know if it'll punch through this or not. Oh, yes, I remember. I grew up north, and the winters are long, for sure. So I just want to encourage anyone watching that you should get out some old thing that you've had that you keep moving around your craft area and don't do anything with. Yay, I'm glad you're here. I know it's been a long time since I've done a live. And I am here. So I'm glad. I didn't know if anyone would join me, so I'm glad you're here. I'm looking for something. Hold 1 second. I think it's pardon my reach. It's actually a little cold here. So that's why I have long sleeves on, because it's a little on the cold side. Okay, well, I was looking for something and I can't find it. Nope. Oh my goodness, it's cold. Well, okay, so then I can't say. because you're 50. You're in the you're 50. Let me see what the weather is here because you're gonna laugh because I live in the South. But for me, it's cold. It's a cold. It was a cold morning. I didn't have to put the air on or anything like that. So, uh, hold on. I'm trying to find the weather. Okay, the weather right now. But okay, it's warmer now. But first thing this morning, it was 60 degrees. It's 69. Yes, it's definitely all relative. Okay. It's cloudy and overcast here. It's been that way now for 2 days. But I don't care because I am experimenting. I have not gardened since I was a kid. And I bought a raised bed, up on the four-post thing, and I put it on my okay, wow, Amy, 76. And so anyway, I decided I was going to grow. I was at the hardware store and saw this, all the seeds were out. And I'm like, okay, I've got this raised bed that I bought. I never even took it out of the box. And actually I have two. I have one that goes on the ground that's raised bed. And then I have one that's up on legs. And so on my deck, I put the one that has the legs on it. And that's where I'm kind of starting my seedlings because I know you have to kind of tend to them a lot in the beginning. And it also has like this little greenhouse cover that you put on it. And then after they get bigger, you can take it off. And so I went and I was like, okay, I know everybody starts with radishes. I don't eat radishes. So I don't like radishes because I don't know why people plant radishes on their first go around. So I decided I was going to plant stuff to make a salad with because I know that stuff I eat. So I planted tomatoes, and I got 3 different kinds of tomatoes. I planted sugar or like snap peas that you can open and then put those in your salad. And then I planted lettuce, 2 different types of lettuce. And then I know they grow really quick. I know. I think that's why people grow radishes. Yep. And so anyway, the snow peas grow super, or snap peas or sugar peas, whatever they're called. Oh my goodness, those things grow so fast. So that if you don't like radishes, but you like peas in your salad, I suggest growing them because it's so satisfying. They grow super fast. But I did not realize that they need like strings and trellises to grow on or whatever. So now I have to go and get some kind of stake things to put in the ground. And then I have tons of string, tons of it. So I'm going to make myself like a string trellis for it to grow up. So I had to then, my tomato plants I bought already grown. They're only about, I don't know, 6, 7 inches high. And so I had to do the in-ground bed. And then I have like bunny rabbits that ate my sunflower seeds last year. So I have these these little covers that go over your bed. So I put the tomato plants in there, and then my sister told me to plant mint because it keeps the rabbits away from your food. They don't like mint, apparently. I don't know. We shall see. And then so in the back of that, I'm going to put the stakes in it, and then I'll have the tomatoes, and then I'll have the mint going all the way around. And then I'm going to plant sunflowers behind that. And then I started spearmint for tea because I love spearmint in my iced tea. And I also like to make ice cream. So I thought the mint is going to be great in ice cream. And so I'm going to plant my sunflowers all along the back with the spearmint. So we shall see if anything tries to get my sunflowers. Hopefully not. But I'm going to wait until the spearmint starts to come up. So, oh, I know. That's why I got so discouraged because one year I did I decided, everybody told me, when I was living in Florida, grow watermelon, it's so easy. Watermelon and this pumpkin that grows down in Florida, it's natural to Florida and actually grows out in the wild, which I think probably was planted by Native Americans of Florida back in the day. But anyway, I planted those, not thinking about the rabbits because I lived in a neighborhood. Right now, I don't live in a neighborhood. I live in the woods on a lake. And so, yeah, they ate my very first pumpkin and they devoured all of the leaves off the watermelons and all of my very first watermelon gone. It looked fine on the front part of it, and the whole back part was eaten up. I was so upset. So anyway, I just decided to hand the garden over to the bunnies, and they had a wonderful buffet every day. So, oh, thanks, Aaron. We shall see if it works. Amy, what are you working on? Or are you just hanging with us? Okay, let's see. I gotta glue this on. Oh, chipmunks. Well, so I'm wondering, maybe it was squirrels that got do squirrels eat sunflower seeds? First, I blamed the birds. I think they were watching me plant them, but then I came home one night and I saw two bunnies running down the street, mama and her baby, I think. This was last year. So I got so discouraged. So I didn't live here yet. And so, I didn't plant anything after that. But I even had those covers on my watermelon and my pumpkin, and those little stinkers got and dug underneath them. And then my friend told me, who's a gardener, she's like, Johnny, you have to take like chicken wire and you have to like bury it down into the ground and like a foot or two out. And I'm like, what? Okay, so squirrels eat those seeds too? All right, those little boogers, they probably were watching me because the squirrels live in the trees up there. Now, I do have one squirrel that lives on the back of my house in a tree. I've seen him. And so he and his wife argue all the time. They go at it. And so I know they're over in the backyard. So when do squirrels lay dormant? So like when do they go to sleep? I'll go out there and plant my little seeds while they're sleeping. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's see. I need to make, I'm going to add, I'm adding, I'm putting, Amy, I'm making you a mod. And I'm going to make Aaron a mod in case there's any not good activity going on in the chat. Okay, there we go. Now you both have the power to smote. So I'm going to have to keep my eyes out for the squirrels, huh? Okay. But the squirrels didn't really do their job this year on my side yard because I have several oak trees, and apparently the oak trees dropped all their nuts, and now they have become like a forest of little tiny oak trees taking over my whole entire lawn. And so, yeah, I'm like, you guys aren't doing your job. You were supposed to eat all the nuts, and there's plenty left. There were plenty left over. Exactly. Got two smoters in here. It was funny. We were in, I think it was Angela Traveling Crafters one night, and I think Hazel was in there, and I think Angela was showing something, and we were talking about smoting because Hazel had the power to smote, and I said I'm going to be on my best behavior, And then Angela was showing like something that was smoke. And then Carol was like, oh, I thought you said smote. And then it became a whole thing, like a color of smote. Okay. Well, apparently they buried all of these, they buried them all on my side yard in my brand new grass, my brand new sod. And then when spring came, they all, started coming up like a forest. There were so many, there's so many. So now I have the challenge of pulling them all out. And I mean, there's hundreds of them all down my side yard. Like, what in the world? This came from my little friend Kelly. My little friend, she's a grown woman. My friend Kelly in that swap. She made some yo-yos for me. Oh no, they do that in flower beds too? Holes everywhere. Okay, so I planted some impatiens because they seem to do. I kind of drove around town last year just to see what what the city was growing, what people's yards had in them. And azaleas do really well here, which I had some old azaleas from when the former house was here, and they bloom awesome. Here they do really well. But then the rest of the year they don't look good. There's all this stuff that looks good in the spring, but then the rest of the year they're just like a green shrub. And then I noticed that impatiens do extremely well here. So I went to the garden center and picked up some impatiens and I planted them all in a row. And they're coming in great. And then what else did I? And then, yes, I know they bloom once. Now I did find out, and I didn't know this about azaleas, is that each color blooms at a different time. So I had former owners planted all three. So I have white, red, and pink, and they don't all bloom at the same time, which was nice. And then also they planted hyacinth, which drives me nuts because it's in a vine, but it smells divine. And so anyway, I had some hyacinth out there. So that was not taken out by the tornado. And what else do I have? And hostas. Hostas do amazing here. And the former owners, had hostas planted. Well, they were all planted along, when I bought the house, they were planted along this little walkway that went down to the lake. And when I had to have the house removed, all the hostas kind of got spread out all over the yard, I guess. And they came up and then I was able to, I'm now in the process of moving them to where they're going to be permanently. I have some issues with some stuff underneath my main deck that I need to clear out all this dirt that's under there because the builder I hired didn't clean out underneath my deck and left all kinds of junk under there and dirt piled up. And so I have been slowly going across. I have a 40-foot long deck. I've been slowly going across and digging it out from underneath, and they won't come back. So anyway, they didn't grade it properly is the word I needed. And so there's like huge hostas down there. So what I'm going to do, no, the bunnies aren't eating hostas. Do they eat hostas? I did not know nope, they never touch them. So no, they don't touch them, which is pretty cool. But they grow all over the place. So they're just all over my yard. Makes mowing the yard hard. Not like it's not hard enough already because I live on a steep hill. So that's a challenge in itself, mowing the yard. I didn't know bunnies ate hostas. Well, shh, don't tell my bunnies that live around here that that I have hostas growing in the backyard, because I want to keep my hostas. They're so pretty. I mean, even though they don't, they're just green, but they're just a luscious green. So I've been kind of slowly transplanting them as I clean up my backyard. And then what else did I plant? My bulbs this year were a disaster because of the fact that I live on a steep hill, and I don't know the water flow down the hill. And so I planted all these bulbs, and we had like a torrential downpour, and it washed all my bulbs somewhere. So apparently next spring I'll have just all these things blooming wherever, because not all my sod had been put in yet, because I'm getting a retaining wall put in, so I haven't had all the sod put in. So who knows where these bulbs are. But somebody told me that they put coffee grounds around them. I could definitely I have my fair share of coffee grounds, that's for sure. I will try the coffee grounds. Well, I do put coffee grounds around. I've got 2 potted, oh shoot, what are those called? They have big, huge purple. They could be purple, pink, white blooms. They have like big flowers that are made up of little tiny flowers. Yeah, exactly. I'll have a colorful field of flowers for sure. Well, I don't have a retaining wall on that side of the yard yet, so I've got to have that put in. So there was just, there was just dirt there, and I thought, well, I'll just put some bulbs around a couple of the trees, and yeah, that's didn't happen. No, not chrysanthemums. Shoot, they have like a leaf that's like this big, and they've got big giant blooms on them. Oh, hydrangeas. So I plant hydrangeas in big pots, because after the bulbs got washed away, I didn't want to plant my hydrangeas over there. So, and I had already bought them, but I hadn't put them in the ground yet. So I put them in pots, and I put coffee grounds in there because they were purple. And somebody told me that if you want to get the purple blue ones, you have to have like something with the acidity. And so coffee grounds help. So yeah, there's that. Oops. Oh, this looks pretty with that. I'm going to put that there. Oops. That. There, I made these little buttons. This is an Amy J. Delightful printable. Are you guys familiar with her? She's got really cute vintagey printables. Whoops. Whoopsie. Yeah, change the acidity. Oh, thank you. Her name is Amy J. Delightful. She has an Etsy shop, and she used to do Instagram. I don't know if she's on Instagram anymore. I don't know if she was ever on if she was ever, yes, I found her on Instagram. That's how I found her, through the planner community, because I was a planner person for a while. So, I mean, I still plan, but yeah. This my friend Kelly gave me too. So I thought this would make a really cute tab. This little quilting square. But see what I mean? Like this was almost finished. And what is it with that? It just sits here, and I guess I've been busy outside, because I know before long it's going to be so hot that I'm not going to even want to be outside. So working in the yard. And you have to get your stuff in the ground in the springtime. And so I have not been crafting a lot. I have been behind the scenes, but Amy J. Delightful, that is her. Yes. Yep. Hey, if you find the link, would you pop it in the chat? Since you are a person. Yeah, Amy J. Delightful. Yes, I love her colors. I don't know if she's got a web. I don't know if she's on YouTube or not. I can't remember if she's on YouTube. But she definitely has some really cute printables. If you like the 60s, 50s, 60s. So I got to tell you this story. Oh my goodness. All right. So a friend of mine was helping me. Well, okay. So a friend of mine helped me put in my fire pit. Okay, so I wanted to put a fire pit in down by the lake, because, like I said, I live on this really high hill. Okay, thanks, Erin. That's really sweet. Okay, thanks, Amy. And so my house is on a hill, and it's really steep. So I wanted to do a fire pit down there, because I wanted to burn all the fallen branches, because I have a lot of woods on either side of me. And I've been trying to clean up underneath, like inside there, like all on the ground, just because I don't want any fire starting or anything like that. So I've been trying to clean up all the leaves and the downed branches and stuff like that. And so I didn't want to have to haul all that stuff up, even though they do pick it up at the top of the road. They come once a month and they'll pick up all your yard waste. Oh my gosh. It was, it's just terrible. So anyway, so he helped me, because he has a truck, and he helped me go get these those rounded paver type thingies that are stones or whatever they're called. And so we built a big fire pit down there, and I've been able to burn stuff. But and I have a swing. And so we were just kind of, as we were building this thing, it was super hot that day. For some reason, we got like this week of in the 80s that week, about a month ago. And so we were sitting in the swing taking a break, and which is up this hill. Well, we'd go down and stoke the fire, throw some more, dead branches on or whatever, and then come back up and sit on the swing. And he's like, we really should put some stairs in here for you. He goes, you have these railroad ties just thrown over in the side yard, which were there. I don't even know why. They were done by the former owners. And he said, I could cut these things, and we could just make some, 2 or 3 steps. We just stick them here on the hill. And that way it's not dangerous when you're trying to go up and down right here, because the sod is new and it's super slippery, because it hasn't yet grabbed, and it's just like kind of on mud. And that side of the yard, that's the side that doesn't have the retaining wall yet. So it's very wet on that side of the yard. So anyway, I'm like, that'd be great. Wouldn't cost us anything except for sweat equity. And so he starts pulling them over. We get the shovels out and we start digging, and we're deciding, do we do we had like 2 railroad ties, and we could cut them in half and make 4 foot wide, and then do like one, because it was like 10 inches. Well, so we started to dig it out, but notice the stairs went straight up and not along the hill, because apparently neither of us are good at math. And so anyway, so we're like, okay, that's not going to work. We're going to have to do like 2 side by side and start to go up the hill. So we can do, then we found another railroad tie that was in the woods, and we pulled that out and cut that in half. So now we had enough to do 3 stairs. And so we started to do that, but then found out, okay, no, that's not enough. We're going to have to keep going. Well, in the end, we ended up having to go to the co-op and go get some more railroad ties. We ended up having to put in 7 into this hill, which is, excuse me, I'm still getting over that cold, which is great, but oh my goodness, we dug that thing all by hand, and it was not easy. And then you have all this dirt left over that you have to like haul somewhere. And so anyway, and I wanted a launch for my kayaks, because I don't want to, this sounds terrible, but I don't want to get in the lake by the dock because I'm afraid of snakes. We have snakes. And so I wanted to do like a launch hill. So then we were pulling all the dirt over to the side of the dock. That's kind of, there's like a great place to like launch off from. So we were just hauling all the dirt over there and filling in this area. And so it just became multiple projects. Well, because he cut it with the chainsaw, and for some reason the chainsaw was kind of like going off to the side, we had to like fill in the side then with rocks. So then we had to go get pebbles, and then we had like to make sure all the steps were even and everything was filled in. And then I'm like, okay, I'm afraid that the first rain, it's just going to wash everything away. And then he's like, well, let's go get some shrubs. So I went and got shrubs, and then I got sick. So all my shrubs just sat there by the steps. And I finally finished digging all the holes by myself, dug all the holes, got 14 of these. They're called soft hollies, I think. And I planted all those. So yeah, it ended up being quite the project. I'm very thankful for a friend with a truck and who was willing to help me. And I was like, whose bright idea was this? And I'm not a spring chicken anymore. So I totally, that week, it took us 4 days. What we thought we could get knocked out in an afternoon ended up taking 4 days. Oh, goodness. But in the meantime now, excuse me, I have these great steps, but now I want another set. But I think if we do it over there, I'm going to have to do 10 of them. Oh. Oh, gosh, that's funny. I've never heard that saying. If you give a mouse a cookie, I've never heard that saying. That's funny. Oh my goodness. It was it was quite the project. But it's done, and it's awesome. So, but now I want more. Oh, it's a kid's book. Okay, I'd never heard of that book. Anyway, I was like, whose bright idea was this? The whole time we're out there just digging. Oh, so then when we put when we put the fire pit in, I did not realize that the former owner had, I guess, planted bulbs down there in a whole pile of calla lilies. So then all of a sudden I had calla lilies growing up in my fire pit and all around the fire pit. So that's been another thing. I had to dig them up, which made a hole in the grass. And then so now I'm digging holes for all these calla lilies. I think that's what they're called. Yeah, calla lilies. Excuse me. And I got to go put them over. Yeah, great friend. He's a really awesome friend. And anyway, so I've got to go put them in the side yard because they're coming up all around the fire pit. And I don't want to lose them because, you know, plants are expensive and they are actually really pretty when they bloom. So that ended up being a whole nother thing. And then I want to, okay, then I bought some Adirondack chairs that, of course, you have to put them together. They're flat packed. And so I haven't done that yet because I want to put them around the fire pit. But then I'm like, I don't want to sit in the grass. We have lots of bugs here. So especially on the lake. And I have this thing about the grass because I got bit by a recluse spider. Gosh, I don't even know now. 30 years ago down in Florida. But I had my feet in the grass while my daughter was in like a little splash pool. And I got bit by a recluse spider. And so I have this thing about not putting my feet in the grass. Yeah, which is really crazy. But if you ever get bit by a recluse spider, that's all it takes. So now I'm going to have to put pavers down, which means I have to dig up all the grass all the way around it. All the fauna probably is in a revolt. Well, it all got misplaced because when the tornado took down everything around here, everything that was in the ground when they had to clear the lot kind of got misplaced around. And so this is the first spring that I've been here since then. And now I'm getting to see kind of like what's growing and what has been planted prior and stuff like that. And it's been really cool because I didn't realize I have daylilies all up by my mailbox. There's tons of daylilies up there, and they're getting ready to bloom soon. So that's kind of cool. It does have a lot of critters. Yes, it does. Big ones and small ones. Yep. Florida definitely has its share of critters. Oh yeah, this one had 2 layers. I need to which I will go back and probably stitch some of the tabs on. I'm almost done. I'm so glad you guys are hanging with me because it's helping me get this finished. Yeah, this was us when we finished the staircase. Oh, goodness. Yeah, that was us. We were wiped. And happy. Wiped and happy. All right, I was thinking this would make a really cute pocket. Like, I need something here for a pocket. Let me see. I see what I have. Got a little basket of stuff I haven't used. Okay, so yeah, here's some of the other ones by her. Retro Girl. These are the button cards, and I just backed them on some scraps. But aren't they cute? I think you get. It's like in her sewing. It's a part of a kit, a sewing thing. But yeah. Okay, do I have anything in here? Oh, I can use that I can use that behind it. Let me see. That's kind of blah. I've got this thing, which is kind of neat. And then I could I could make it a tall pocket, keep the happiness, and then put that on, and then I could use this too. So maybe I could fold down part of this so that it's a little more secure. Oh, you were just there on vacation. On the news, a lady and her husband were in either a canoe or a kayak and actually ran over an alligator in the water. She fell out on the alligator, and he tried to save her but was not successful. Oh my goodness. Okay, I did hear something about that from some friends. I play canasta on Thursday nights, and they were just telling me about it on Thursday, and I was like, I don't know if they, Florida has experienced an uptick since 2020 in people, and like, so I don't know if they were Floridians and they lived there for a while. Most people who live in Florida come to respect the water there because if there's water, there are alligators. And, a lot of people who have not lived there don't realize that, one, you can never outswim them. Two, you can never outrun them. If you've ever seen one in the wild and ever seen it run, you will know that you will never be able to outrun that thing. No zigzag, no nothing. If they get you in the water, the chances of survival is, I don't even know what they say the odds are, but because they grab you, they pull you under, and they, roll you. So most people don't realize that if there is water, there are alligators in it in Florida. And now that it's spring, you're talking about territorial alligators, because they lay their eggs and hatch their babies next to the water's edge. And if they were kayaking anywhere near the edge, they're going to be very territorial. So I don't, it's such a shame that happened. It's horrific that happened. The other people don't realize is along the edge of lakes, and it's not only lakes; it's retention ponds down there. There's a lot of retention ponds, and because they have a lot of golf courses and stuff like that, and people don't realize that there are alligators in retention ponds, because when alligators are looking for a mate, they will go from one retention pond to the next till they get to a creek. I used to kayak all the time, and but one, I would never put my I had a small dog, I had a Chihuahua. I would never put him on the kayak with me. And two, I would never go in on the edge. Definitely, I would always stay out in the deep. Not that they're not out on the deep, but they tend to kind of sink down. And in the spring, I would only go where I could see the water's edge if it was clear and a sandy bottom and you could kind of see, because they'll tend to kind of hang in the reeds and stuff like that. And I never would kayak in swamps, like the swampy areas, which later on in the summer I would kayak in the swampy area, like go from there in the middle of Florida. They have what's called the chain of lakes, and you can go from lake to lake to lake. And so you kind of will go through like a reedy channel. Always stay to the middle of the reedy channel, and I would never get out. And so, yeah. Hi, Julie. Yes, happy Sunday to you. I'm so glad you're here. Awesome. But I live on a lake here. I think we get I've heard of alligators being here, but I haven't seen any. I did see a river otter, which was kind of cool. On my lake, it swam by my dock, which was kind of neat. I hadn't seen one since I've been here. I didn't realize that we actually had river otters here. So that was kind of cool. He was cute, and they're good to have because they eat the snakes. So I was happy to see him. I'm like, okay, how do I get you to stick around? Keep the snake population down. All right, let's see. I'm going to put this right like that. Yes, the sea otters are really, really cute. Julie Paper Trails is Amy. So I'm introducing you right now. I think I'm going to make this a pocket. Let's see. Put some glue here. So I'm finishing up 2 projects that have been sitting on my desk. These 2 bunny books. I'm tired of moving them around my room, and I already had all of the ephemera done. I just hadn't sewn in the signatures, and finally got the signatures put in. Then I moved them around my room for I don't even know how long. And yeah, so now I'm finally finishing them up. And I'm sure you know what that's like when you got projects sitting around. I've got a whole basket of them, and I'm challenging myself that I've got like half done projects. So I decided I'm going to start to do some lives of all my half finished projects and just sit and chat and get it done. And if you want to craft with me, great. If you don't, great. But I've got to get them done, and doing a live and having people in here keeping me company keeps me accountable. And I need that accountability. Oh, thanks, Aaron. And I came on too because, like I said in the beginning, I don't know if you guys were in here. Mother's Day for some people is not always a happy, joyous time. And a lot of people are grieving, like the loss of their mothers or children and things like that. And so I thought I would keep those people company, while other people are out celebrating or have family in. Sometimes it's not a joyous time for a lot of people. And so I'm here to keep people company. Oh my goodness, my friend Kelly made this one for me. This fabric is so pretty. Pink, yellow, and green. Aw. Oh goodness, that's what we were talking about. We were talking about gardening for the last 25 minutes. If you want to hear my nightmare story of last year's garden, oh goodness. If you want to put any tips in, that'd be nice too. I don't know. I'm not sure where in the country you are. I need some tips for where to plant peonies and hydrangeas, because currently right now they're in pots, and I know they do a lot better in the ground. And I live in zone, I think it's 8B is my zone. And I'm not sure if they like full sun, no sun, partial sun. I'm not morning sun or afternoon sun, or it doesn't matter. So I am almost done with this, people. And then I get to fill the pockets. I'm so excited. Oh, thank you. What are you crafting today? It's good you get to craft today. Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah, it's hard. I lost my mother 2 years ago. And then after she passed, my sister, my oldest sister, we've always been really close. My oldest sister, well, I'm close with all my family, but my oldest sister, the eldest in our family, she and I had a business together, and then she passed right after my mother that same year. And so that she's always been a mother figure to me. And that was a really tough time. They're in shady areas and love it. Okay. So maybe that's my issue with these. I have one that I kept it out on the porch. It's in a pot, but I get the sun. It gets sun until about noon. So it gets that morning sun, but then it's in the shade. But I have one on my front porch. It gets all afternoon sun. So I think I'm going to have to do away with, I have to move that one because it's not doing very well. Vintage book page prompt. Okay. Well, that'll be fun. Yay! I got that all finished in there. I'm so excited. That one is got all its little ruffly bits and everything is glued down. And then I will come back and do I'll stuff it in a minute. I'm going to do the other one. Aw, thank you. Yep. So Mother's Day is difficult for me. I am the victim, I guess you would call it, of parental alienation. This is my story. I had a ex-husband. We had 2 children, 2 daughters, and this is my, I don't know how to do this without getting in trouble. Anyway, my observation is that he is 9 out of 10 narcissistic on the narcissistic scale. And also I went through counseling. And so I learned after the fact that this was all kind of planned and very calculating. And it's been my whole family. It's been really hard on my whole family and myself, extremely hard on myself since I was a stay-at-home mom. They were my whole life. And he was able to alienate them because he was working behind the scenes. He has a lot of money, was working behind the scenes, and was able to alienate them from me. And so currently, right now, until the Lord has his way, they are not in my life. And it's been really tough. And so Mother's Day is a day that it is not a good day for me. That's why I'm coming on crafting. So a lot of people don't realize the effects of parent alienation, and especially with a narcissistic parent, the damage that it does to the child, the damage that it does to the family. And sadly, they alienate them not only from the other parent, but they alienate them from the entire side of the family. So they did not have, which they were very close with my oldest sister because she lived nearby and she would babysit them since they were babies all the time. So they were very close to her. And they have nothing to do. They had nothing to do with their grandmother, who my mother lived very close to us and was a great, awesome grandmother. Loved her grandbabies. They were the first grandbabies. I had the first grandchild in my family. And so they had nothing to do with her. And sadly, she passed without being reunited with them. And so it's been very difficult. And if anybody watching this replay is a victim of parent alienation and wants to reach out to me, you can find me on Instagram. You can DM me and I will share some tactics on how to get through it. And sadly, I divorced in a very small town. And so, and when one parent has, or one person has all the money and all the power, and the other one is kind of left without proper representation, and the oldest child is away at college, and the youngest child is old enough to where the judge can't step in because she was 16 and my ex-husband dragged it out for 2 years in the courts. It became where she was 18, and even at 16, the judge was like, I can't tie her hands down and make her come. But what I didn't understand was that he had already been working behind the scene for a year prior to this. They're very calculating. And yes, it was awful. Well, I didn't know anything about narcissism. Back in back in the day, like we didn't have all the resources that we have now because when I was married we just started getting the internet, and I just didn't know about I didn't know about it. Like when you hear about narcissism, you think, oh, they just love themselves and love looking at themselves and blah blah blah. No, there is different levels of narcissism, and there's a scale that psychiatrists rate them on, and like a 10 being like Jeffrey Dahmer, or not Jeffrey Dahmer, but who's the other guy? Ted Bundy. And then it goes down from there. So, so, um, anyway, oh, thank you, Aaron. Yes, it's terrible, Julie. It's so, because you feel so helpless and there's nothing you can do. And they literally isolate them, and then they put people around them that only give them they only hear what they want them to hear. So what he did was, because he had all the money, he was the controller. He had all their cell phones, and he paid for their cell phones, and he would see if they tried to call me, if they tried to text me, he would see all that. And then it got to the point where he then, in my opinion and other people's opinions, was stalking me. And so, just trying to gaslight you at every turn and use the court to abuse you. And it just was horrific. It was horrific. So, thank you. Hi, do you pronounce your name Shara or Shara? How do I pronounce your name? Welcome. I'm glad you're here. Oh, you are? I'm so sorry. Well, I'll just be praying that she is fully recovered and restored. It is a really rough journey. And even then, when I hear children who are grown adults and they don't have a relationship with their parent, and they make one out to be like the evil one, I always want to know more about the story, because are they really? And truly they could be, and that could be your experience. But that somehow a narcissist has a way of, they rewrite history, and when they're the only voice that they hear because they've alienated you and there's nothing you can do about it, and they bully you and they bully the children, yeah, anyway, there's so much to it. I could go on for hours about this. I've done a lot of research. I went through years of counseling so that I would never make that mistake again. And, of being involved with a narcissist, because there's different levels, and they're very conniving, and they're like the life of the party, and kind, and to everyone else, and generous to everyone else except for the person they are abusing. And the other crazy thing was, you don't even realize it's abuse. That's how good they are. Like, you don't even realize that you're in an abusive relationship, because they have calculatedly isolated you from everyone. Like, my whole life was all about his life, his family. Like, he alienated me until I turned 30 and saw fried green tomatoes. He was able to alienate me and make me feel bad about like seeing my family. And it was really weird how he did it. Looking back and being educated now and educating myself in it. Hi, Roseanne, welcome. I've learned, like, now to see the titers, for it. And so the other thing is, there's a lot more resources out there, and it's not. And the other thing too was that I'm a Christian, and so just that in itself, and having to deal with like the church going through this, and and some mindset, they don't, I don't know. I was in a church that they didn't feel that emotional or verbal abuse was abuse. And that is so wrong. It is so wrong because it definitely takes a toll on your health. Even though they don't like beat you and you have no physical abuse, it's almost sometimes I would say, it would have been probably better if I did suffer from the physical abuse so I could go, okay, I do have a bruise. Yeah, I am being abused. On the other hand, because they gaslight you so you don't think that you are being abused. And so getting help, highly recommend it if you're even questioning it. But that's why I came on, not really to depress anybody, but actually to uplift you with these sweet little, look at groundhogs and birds and spring things. So yes, yes, exactly, Erin. Exactly. Yep. Because you can't say, see, look, I've got this, Yeah. It's so covert. It's crazy. But I am a survivor and I trust in the Lord my God. And I know that He's the God of reconciliation. I know He'll bring reconciliation for my kids and I. And all I can do is be ready. And, part of the journey is also letting them know that they are not at fault because for the victim, there's a lot of guilt for the child of the alienated situation, and because they feel like they had to make a choice, and which never should have been. And hey, I had a hard time breaking free, so all I can do is pray for my kids that they break free. So yeah, exactly, Roseanne. That's because that's what they do. That's what they do. Yep. That's what they do. All right, I need my little thingies again. Yes. Yeah, Amy. I think too, they knew that there was a girl at the church where I was attending who knew my daughters, and they said, because we were all in a church, which is another story for another day. And they she came up to me one day and she said, the same thing happened with my sister and I and my parents. And she said, we chose to go with my father because we knew, because her mother was saved, we knew our mother would be okay. And but in the end, truly, I really feel the same way what you said. Like, they saw what I went through to get out of that relationship, and it was pretty horrific, what I experienced going through that, and they witnessed it, and I think fear is a big play in a lot of it, and in their mind too. As a child, like, even though they were older children, yeah, they can't even fathom. Plus my ex was never even in my oldest daughter's life because she wasn't a tomboy. He always wanted to have a boy, and he was not there. And so somehow he's managed to rewrite history, which they're extremely good at. And yes, it does wreak havoc on the whole family. Yep. Yeah. It wreaks havoc on the whole family. It's just awful. But they somehow were able to, like, he's somehow able to rewrite history and make them think that he was the best father. Now, on the other hand, for my oldest daughter, she never had her father in her life hardly, except, because he'd come home from work, eat, and then go to, back and watch TV or whatever. And he was a triathlete. So, he had all those things. And so when so when she got her father, it's like, oh my gosh, he loves me, he wants me. And of course she's going to run to that, not knowing that he's putting her in not only a bad situation as trying to make her like, he was trying to put her in the parental place over our younger daughter, because I had sisters. I grew up in a very tight, close knit family. And I always told them when they were growing up, like, your friends are going to come and go, but your sister will always be your friend. Like, I'm very close with my sisters and my brothers. And so I always instilled that in them. And so, but, he was able to just, oof. I forgot what they call that, where they take spousal, where they put the child in like the parent position or the wife's position. Surrogate spousing, that's what it's called. So she was a victim of the surrogate spousing, which comes hand in hand with that. Yeah. So remember we made these? Look how cute that is on the page. We did that for Give a Scrap. Oh, did you? Wow. Okay. Oh, wow. So you didn't really get to experience a true childhood then. Some of your childhood was stolen, which you, as trying to be a parent to your siblings. So I drew these little teacups, and I did some flowers with those markers I was telling you earlier that I had bought, acrylic markers. And gonna put them in this little pocket on this page. Oh, thanks, Julie. That was fun. Yeah, I hadn't done that in a long time. Yeah, with the punches. Mm-hmm. Because we used to use our punches to do all kinds of things, because we didn't have personal die cut machines. Like with all the cutting machines now, you don't need to do it. So it's kind of fun to revisit that. Little pocket full of posies. Oh, thank you, Roseanne. Yeah. Let's see, I wanna. This is the first time I've ever shared on my channel any of this. I know it's a touchy subject, and I am not a psychiatrist by any means, shape, or form. I think I'm going to do it on this side. So if any of this rings true to you, either as a child or as when you were a child, or if as an adult, or if you are thinking about doing this to anyone, I would ask that you reach out to a health professional. There is help out there. And really go for a health professional. I made the mistake of getting some counseling with people that were not familiar with. Actually, I went through two that are not familiar with narcissism. And if you can find someone that specializes in narcissistic abuse, it's so much more helpful, because you cannot imagine the depth of the evilness that they can go to, because you are normal. And so just when you think they can't go any eviler, they can. But because you don't think that way, you get caught off guard. Oh my goodness. Kelly, if you ever watch this video, I just want to thank you for all the beautiful ruffles that you made me. It has been a joy adding them to these journals. Just a joy. Oh my goodness. Okay, you're never behind because every year we celebrate those. We celebrate St. Patrick's and Easter. So you're not behind. Just do it. I'm doing it. I just decided I'm going to do these, and technically it's still spring, right? When does spring end? We're good. We're good. Keep rolling. Oh my goodness. Like I said, I've got so many like half done, and I've got caught up in that, oh well, it's not that season anymore, and I beat myself up over the fact that I didn't have them finished, and it was just like this pile of half done. And part of the problem is that I get like, I don't know if anybody else gets it, but do you guys get like bored with a project? And some people, and then I found out I get into that whole thing of, oh, thanks, Roseanne. Oh, thank you. Okay, well, have fun. Enjoy your burgers. That sounds wonderful. I don't know what I'm going to have today. I made some eggs earlier. Maybe I'll just have some deviled eggs. And I have a chicken thawing. Well, hey, that's great that you got the ephemera. That's a lot of work, Julie, getting all the ephemera. That is a lot of work. Let me tell you. You'll get it done. But do you guys get like tired of working on a project? Or no, you don't get to, or do you work at a faster pace? I also want to say that I try not to compare myself with others, but there are some makers out there that can make journals like, I'm like, do you just have little Oompa Loompas like working for you in the back room? Because they'll get like 3 to 6 knocked out in no time at all. And I'm like barely getting my cover done. It's like, what? Oh, there's only so many hours in the day. So I had to stop. I'm like, I am not going to even go there with the comparison deal. This is just who I am and how I roll. If I get it done this year, I get it done this year. If not, hey, I'll put the books up in my shop. You know what? And somebody may be looking for one of these because they don't want to make one, and it could be like July and they still haven't done their their spring journaling. So, I've just come to that conclusion that I'm just going to just do my thing, go at my pace, have fun, enjoy the process, and just be my regular ADD self and go bounce from one project to another. But I will get them done eventually. That's what I tell myself. I will get them done eventually. Yes, I'm just doing me. Yes, Julie, I know. They can get a whole thing done. I'm a super slow maker too. And I'm not that much of a perfectionist. But I just I'm like super slow. I don't know how some people do it. I just move slow. Like, look at me. I'm moving super slow. I'm just a slow mover. And I don't care because I'm having fun. Okay, what's going on here? Yeah, Kelly, my swap partner in the Rebecca Hoot spring swap. Oh my goodness. She just really blessed me with some amazing little fabrics, little calicos, and they went with my journals very well. I think I'm going to make this a belly band. Did this one have a belly band? I forgot. Oh, hey, Jacqueline. Yay. If you don't know Lovely's Crafting Lodge, her name is Jacqueline. So everybody say hey. Oh no, I make them for myself, but I know there's people who don't journal at all. I do know people who make journals, and excuse all of these marks I have all over my arms. We are in the middle of what's called noceums, and I think I'm kind of allergic to them because they bite and they well up like huge, not like a normal little bite. And and then to make things worse, they itch like all get out, and they come in my house and they get me while I'm sleeping, and I woke up with several of them this morning. But oh, okay, they are so annoying. I even put spray on, but I didn't put it on before I go to bed, and I think I'm gonna have to put it on before I go to bed. Did I do a belly band in here? Let me check this one really quickly, because I don't remember. You know, I should make myself a checklist. Oh, but that would be having to be really organized. Everything just kind of got mishmashed into one bin because I had before I did Hazel's interview, I had to get some stuff up off the floor and off of my desk, and because I'm moving into my crafty space, and so this all kind of got thrown all into one bin and moved out of the way, and then it all got mishmashed together. Has anybody seen a belly band? I don't. Oh no, I didn't make one for in here. All right. Okay. Well, good. Because I didn't know about this one. I do have that. I need to put that in that one then. So I'm not done yet. Oh, I got the create, not ate. Hopefully you're not eating your journals. Look at this really cute. I got a whole like bunch of this stuff. But I thought that would make a cute belly band. This ribbon, this fabric ribbon. But are you really organized when you make your journals for yourself? I know some makers in here make them for other people too in their shops and stuff. Do you make like a checklist of things that need to go in it? I did that with it's on my Ko-fi actually. I did it with my Ko-fi or whatever you call it. I did do a checklist for when I was making, which I never finished. 12 cookbook journals. They're all in a bin because I made them before I moved into my home. I started working on them. All the covers are done and everything is gathered. All the ephemera is done, and I've not stitched in or put pages in some of the binders. Anyway, I did on my Ko-fi. It's free. If you want a checklist for cookbook, I did put one together for cookbook journals. So that way you have a little list of stuff that you could make or collect if you want to work on a cookbook journal. It's free in there for download. I mean, of course, it's not all encompassing but it's what I found myself needing, making, and using. But I need to make one for like a regular journal of stuff I like to use and then add to it when I'm watching other people. I wish I was a little more organized when it came to stuff like that. Okay, where are these little thingies? You know what? This is the one I was going to add the bumblebees to. I wonder if we made these little bumblebees. I could do those going down on that. Wouldn't that be a cute little belly band? Oh my goodness. And I have some extras. So I think I'm going to do those instead of the flowers. Oops. I added little vellum wings to these guys. But with all the yellow on this page, of course, there's butterflies, no bees. But right now, I have these like huge carpenter bees. Oh my goodness. And I'm telling you, they apparently, I guess when they're trying to find a place to nest, they're very territorial. I did find out that, but they sting, but they don't sting. The males, I think, don't sting or something like that. I didn't realize that when I first saw it, and it was hovering around my deck for weeks, and I sprayed it with some spray, and it just got him really angry, and then he started stalking me. It started stalking me. I'd come to the door, and it would come to the door and just stare at me through the screen or through the glass. Oh my goodness. Oh, thank you. And he looked like this without a smile on his face. So I could not spray them. They're super fast and they dart all over the place. And don't get on me for people who, don't want to hurt nature, but I go in and out of there, and yeah, I didn't want to get stung. So anyway, he was just somewhere over on my deck, and he would not leave me. He would not leave me alone. Every time I stepped out there, he would just like, I swear, he knew where I was. He knew. So, and I had to finish because I had left some stuff outside and I needed to finish with the yard work. Well, I went to the side yard to work over there, and he found me over there. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this thing found me. And I talked to my sister, and she's like, Donna, they track you. He'll sting you. And she's putting all this fear in me. And I'm like, oh my goodness. So I'm like, it's getting ready to rain, and I have to get the stuff out of the outside and bring it in and all this stuff. And so I went in and I changed my clothes and I put a hat on, thinking it wouldn't recognize me. Because she had me thinking it was recognizing me and tracking me. So I changed my clothes and I put a hat on. Anyway, and ran down and got what I needed to get to bring back inside. I forgot what I had left outside, but I needed to go get it. Oh, goodness. I think, yeah, I don't remember what it was. Oh, goodness. Okay. I used to be a nature girl when I was younger. Not so much. Not so much my older self. So please don't message me. These were definitely carpenter bees. Oh, and then I was like, okay, how do I get rid of this carpenter bee? Can I hire somebody to come out and just like move the thing, or what's going on? So I called the pest control. My sister's like, call pest control, have them remove it. And apparently they told me that they won't come out unless you have, she's like, do you have a nest? And I'm like, I don't know if I have a nest. I said, there's more than one. I've seen two. And she goes, well, we won't come out to remove it unless you can see a nest. And I'm like, well, what does their nest look like? And so, I don't know. She wouldn't tell me what the nest looked like. And I'm like, how do I know if I have a nest? She's like, oh, you'll know if you have a nest. And I'm like, well, that's not a lot of help. And I'm like, oh, but I said, this thing is stalking me. I swear it's stalking me. Oh, goodness. So, needless to say, I left the thing alone. I stayed away from going out on my deck for a while. And then eventually it's now gone. I haven't seen it. So it maybe made its nest somewhere else. My friend's like, it's more terrified of you than you are of it. And I'm like, no, that is not true. Oh, goodness. That was not the truth. Okay, maybe I'll put some of these up here because I have these. Oh my goodness, this is another thing. If you don't use these little paper flowers, which I have tons of them from back in the day because these are those little paper flowers that came in the little milk jars. Do you remember that? Prima came, they were called Got Flowers or something. They did this little campaign and they're in these little milk bottles of all these little paper flowers. So if you've been around for a while, you'll know what I'm talking about. But I decided I was going to pull them out and use them. Eventually, I think what I'll do is after this dries, I'll poke them and sew some buttons on them. Well, I'm so glad people are crafting today, enjoying their afternoon. This is very relaxing. It sounds like I'm stressed out about it, but I'm not really not. This is very relaxing to get to be able to work in these journals and get them finished up. I'm trying to not get this glue. I heard this each year because it has acetone in it or whatever. Each your fingernail polish. Amy, you have some in a box somewhere in the craft room? Pull those babies out. I dare you to take them out and put one down in your journal. Just stick it down. Stick it down. Put it on your take one and put it on the calendar as a reminder of what you did today. Put it on your calendar. Look at this. Okay, so this is the tail. I'm going to have to do some kind of pocket here. I think what I'll do is for now, I'm going to just put a little paper clip so I remember to come back to that because this was from a children's book that had a cat on it. And this was just left over, but I liked the colors. Oh, well, hey, it's easy. It's easy to do when you move. It's very overwhelming. I'm kind of ignoring some bins out in my garage right now that I probably shouldn't be ignoring. But my challenge was last month was it last month? End of March. My challenge was to get my car in the garage. Half of my garage is my camper. I have a little vintage camper. And so I had to get my camper in the garage from the beginning. So I did. And then all the rest, the other half of the garage, which it's a 2-car garage, but had all my crafting junk. And so I had my challenge in March because of tornado season here, I had to get my car in the garage, and that was my challenge, and I did it. So, and now, because that was so much work, I wanted to get everything out of cardboard boxes. That was the other thing, and put into bins, which I did. It's not organized yet, but it's in bins, and they're stacked, and I undid a bunch of bins. And so my car's in there. My crafting stuff is not quite organized because like I don't know if you guys saw the interview I did with Hazel. I have a separate room that's up above the garage. So it's on the second floor. And I'm using that kind of like my craft store. And so all my overflow stuff is not actually in my craft room. I have a big closet in here and that has a lot of crafting stuff in it. But most of my craft items are up in the separate room above the garage. And so I have to go up and down the stairs and I needed to hang shelving, and so I got the shelving hung, and then I needed bookcases, and I got all my bookcases. So yeah, it's coming together. So don't feel shame, you'll get to it. Just think of when you open all those, the 8, just think of when you have 5 unpacked boxes, when you open it, it'd be like Christmas. So, you might want to do it on like your birthday, give yourself a birthday present and go digging in those 5 bins. It could be fun. Or do what my friend Carol Crinkle Pack did. And when she was moving, her husband challenged her to just do a live sale out of the box. Were you got any of you there for that? And then she just was challenged to sell what was in her box. And we did give her grace that if there was anything in there that really was sentimental or she really wanted, she could keep it. But the challenge was that she had to sell off what was in the box. So that could be something you could do too. Yes, donating items. Yep. I did too. But then I found myself, I'd go donate, and unfortunately the donate center is the drop off, is where you go get stuff too. So it's attached to the thrift store. And then, I had to go in there. But if I didn't go in that one day that I donated stuff, I wouldn't have gotten my little A-frame play school house. So or Fisher Price house. So I was pretty stoked about that. That was on a bucket list of mine to find in the wild, and I found it in the wild. It's an exciting day. I love when that happens. So does anyone in here have anything that you're looking for like that's on your bucket list to find in the wild that you might want to share? Or do you guys not thrift? Do you thrift or go to estate sales or garage sales? Or it was cool fun. Yes. And then recently, which I'm going to share, I found the little craft desk and stool, and it's adorable. The craft desk that it actually is hinged and opens up. And it has like a little back part that has a shelf, and it's got like a cup with pens and paintbrushes and stuff like that. So it's got the little craft desk. I found that at a recent estate sale, which I never even knew they made it. It was really cool. This paper, by the way, is just adorable with all its little critters. It's an old paper pad that I've had, which I've been challenging myself to use up. By Shamil. Are you familiar with Shamil? I think she's with American Crafts now. I'm not sure. So, yes. Yep. Ooh, what? The Sunshine Family Camper? Yeah, that would be a cool find. I found the Barbie camping lunchbox one year. That was kind of fun. And I housed all my little I housed my Tim Holtz Distress pens in there, the markers. You know what? Where is that thing? It's probably in one of the bins in the garage still, because I haven't come across it. But it has Barbie and Ken, and they've got the camper van in the background, and they're setting up by the campfire. Yeah, it's really cute. It's pink, and it even had the thermos in it. That was a great find. Okay, what else we got? You got Sesame Street house. What? I didn't even know they made a Sesame Street house. That would be fun to have. I'll have to look up the Sunshine Family camper. What era was the Sunshine Family? Because the Sunshine Family, who have I heard talk about that? Oh, that was the Rebookery. Gina at the Rebookery did a lot on the Sunshine Family, I think. No, she was and the Ginghams. That was the other one. Yeah, I wasn't really familiar with them. I think that may have been a little after my time. Okay, what are you looking for? You have the... Oh, okay. Aaron, thank you so much for joining me. You've been here since the very beginning. So, hey, you've been hanging in there for 2 hours. I appreciate it. And thanks for being a mod, even though you didn't have a choice. I just gave you the power. But thank you so much. And you have a wonderful day and enjoy your beautiful weather in the Adirondacks. I'm jealous. Oh, okay. It was your sister's. Well, yeah, because I was fourth in line. I inherited a lot of my toys too. So I feel ya. Clothes and toys. Yep, inherited a lot. Okay, so that I'm done with all the pockets. Yay, guys. That is so cool. You are helping me. Should I continue and stuff or should I get off here? Are you guys bored? What's going on? Carrie, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. Yes. Yay. Look what I did. I was thinking about you. I got them sewn in. Aren't you proud of me? I challenged myself last week or 2 weeks ago and I sat and I got them I got them in. Yes, not without a challenge, but they're in and now we spent the last 2 hours just gluing all the stuff into the sides. So now I'm going to stuff them, although I need to do this one. And I've got all these little punch chickens I'm going to put on that one that we made in Give a Scrap. Sandy, what? You're not late to the party. We're still partying. I was kind of tempted to think about, I've been on here for 2 hours and I was thinking about, I didn't know if people were bored because all I've been doing is talking and and gluing stuff. But we've been having a really meaningful, good conversation with everyone. Plus having a little bit of crafty fun. Okay, now I need to find somewhere to put a belly band. I need a good paper that will not tear. So everyone, Wilhelmina is Sandy, and Carrie has her name, so that's easy to figure out. So say hi to Sandy, and she has a sanctuary farm and has my favorite alpacas and sheep and all kinds of little animals. Oh, by the way, Sandy, were your ears burning last weekend? Because last weekend, okay, rabbit trail. Last weekend, I was at an estate sale and I was trying to get a hold of you, and I don't have any way of getting a hold of you other than if I mail you, which would take forever. And but then I found out I had your email, and then I forgot to email you. But now that you're here, I'm going to show you. Do you want this? I was at an estate sale and I'm like, I can't pass this up. It needs to be clean, and it is probably going to have a lot of shine on it because of my overhead light. I have one of those ring lights. But when I saw this, it was up in the attic. It was buried in a bunch of pictures, and there was a picture in there that I ended up getting. And when I pulled the picture away, I found this, and I thought of you because I know you just moved into your room. And if you want it, I will just send it to you as my gift to you. But it's a lady at a spinning wheel. If you don't want it, don't worry about it. Or if you want it and want just a picture for like your journal, I will take it out of the frame. Or if you don't like the frame, I'll take it out of the frame and just send you the print. It's called At the Spinning Wheel by somebody. I can't read it. I need my. Aw, but I was thinking it would be so cute in your room. I could not believe I found it and you had just moved into you got your spinning wheel set up and you have your sewing room. And I was kind of upset that I had a cat and not a dog because I don't know. Do you have cats? Hopefully you do, because then it would mean something. But anyway, I thought it would be perfect for your room. I don't know if it was your style or what, but yeah. Okay, so do you want me just to send the whole thing like that? I'll send you the whole thing. Anyway, I was super excited when I saw it. I was like, what? I could not believe that I found this. It was in that one I went to last weekend that we were in. You weren't in the chat. So it was me and it was Hazel and I and Angela and Carol, because we were talking about the Mission Impossible, which, by the way, Mission Impossible is this Friday. It's live. I'm taking part in it with Carol, the Crinkle Path, and Hazel and Akka, the three of us are doing it, but it's on Angela, the Traveling Crafters channel. I have a trailer that I shared, which I will link everything below, but it's going to be live, and we're giving three challenges and 75 minutes to do it in. And we don't know what they are yet because we got a little packet sent to us. So, what? You got Smittens, gray cat. I used to have a gray cat. You have Zippy? That's the name of my camper because it's a zipper. Oh, I did not know you had cats. Oh, yeah, three of them. You have a three-legged cat? What? Yeah, Julie, I think it's gonna be fun. I'm excited. I think what I'm gonna do is I'll do a top down and a face forward facing camera. If we can do two cameras in there, I think we can. I don't know how many screens she's allowed to share. And of course, barn cats. You got to have barn cats for sure. But it's going to be fun. I got my packet. Had to be hidden from me, so I wouldn't peek. And I guess the challenge is going to it has a couple of items in there that we have to use in 3 projects. And we have 75 minutes to complete our mission. And so I'm excited. I watched the last year's. They did not do it live. It was recorded. But the projects were fun. So I'm looking forward to it. All right. In the meantime, that was total sidetrack down that thing. I'm so glad you have kittens. Okay, what color is the kitten in this? What color is the kitten? Okay, this is a little like tabby calico. Do you have with blue eyes? Do you have anything that is like a tabby calico with blue eyes? Because that'd be amazing. But I saw it, and I was coming down the stairs. The attic was kind of hidden off to the side. You actually had to go through the man cave, which, oh my gosh, the man cave was so scary for me because there was like stuffed dead animals all over the walls, and anyway, and antlers everywhere and body parts of animals because I guess he was a taxidermist. I'm not really sure. So I had to go through that room to find the staircase that went up to the attic. And no offense to those who are hunters. I know that your service, your passion provides a service, and people hunt for food for themselves. But for me, it was a little terrifying to see a bunch of things that hadn't been taxidermied yet, apparently, or was in the process of taxidermying, and there was so much of it. But anyway, I braved it, made it up to the attic, and I found it. Okay, cool. Yay, I'm so glad I found it. But I was coming down the stairs with it in my hand, and one of the workers from the estate sale was like, oh, did you find anything good up there? Because it was pretty much picked over by the time I got to the attic. And so I came down, I was carrying that picture. I said, oh my goodness. I said, yes, I found this picture. I said, I'm trying to reach my friend to see if she wants it, but I'm going to take it anyway because I think it's going to be perfect. And I said, and it was hidden back behind all this stuff. And I just felt led to go through all this stuff, and I found it. So yay. I'm glad you love it. And I'm glad it's going to you. All right. I think I'm going to do the belly band right here. That would work out perfect. So let's glue this down. I just love when that happens. And it was just so crazy because you just literally moved back into your into that room. Like you just got your sewing room and your spinning wheel set up. So it was supposed to be. But don't you love just going to like estate sales and garage sales when you find stuff that reminds you of your friends? Your crafting friends? I just want you to know that I take each one of you with me when I go. I used to have a gray cat. His name was Smokey. His mother died. It was a neighbor's cat the mother had a bunch of kittens. And when my friend came home, well, I guess the mother got out. She was a house cat and got out, and then ended up having her kittens underneath the bush outside the house. And that's how I got my little Smokey. And he was like the best cat ever. He was so much fun. I know. I do too, Sandy. I do too. I have a list of all my friends in my head. Yep. And right now, these little chicks remind me of Carol Crinklepath, and I have been talking about chickens because I'm thinking about venturing into the chicken world. I may or may not. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I did not name him Smokey. My kids named him Smokey, but because he was the color smoke, but he had green eyes. He had the most beautiful green eyes, and he had that long, bushy hair, like long, bushy, full tail. He was a beautiful cat. Oh my gosh, he was beautiful. Super sweet. Okay, so I have one of those, and I know I have a bee left over, but that's going to make a really cute little belly band, isn't it? Okay, I'll let that dry. Okay, belly band done. Mission accomplished there. Let's go back over here and let's stuff some stuff. I need something for the front pocket. I do have that little card. So I have a whole little thing, and I'm sure I do not have enough to stuff these pockets with. So I'm going to be making probably some more ephemera. Is that only me that finds out that I'll need to put something here. I need to, this would be a cute clip there. I need to glue this on there. That you get you're working on your journaling and you find out, oh, I did not make enough. I always underestimate. I think I have a lot of ephemera, and then I always underestimate it. What were these called? Jack Snipe daffodil. But if you live in my area, they call them buttercups. I'm like, what? No, it's a daffodil. That's not a buttercup. Okay, this, I used the wrong glue. Okay, Amy, thanks so much for being here with me. Oh, it was fun. Thanks for sharing your Sunday. I appreciate you having the power to smote. I'm going to have to give, let's see. Let's give some people the power to smote. There you go. And here we go. I'm just doing it. I'm not even asking you. There we go. Okay. You have all been given the power. You got the power. I'll go back in. I'm going to probably have to stitch this. Do you guys call daffodils buttercups anywhere else in the country? Buttercups for us were like the little tiny yellow flowers, and you put them underneath your chin to see if you like butter or not. Not daffodils. Yeah, I like the green and the yellow there. So I need some kind of a clip. I don't think my clips are here, so let me see. Put that on there. Okay. Okay, well, I'm shocked about that, Carrie, because you are in Louisiana, so you're not too far from me, and they call them daffodils there, not buttercups. But I've heard several people here call them buttercups. And I'm just like, no, no. Okay, let's see what I have for clips. Do I have any clips? I could put this on a clip, but any more of these little hearts in here? Any other colors? Nope. These are big clips. What? I didn't make any clips for my... I didn't make any clips. I made big clips for my journal, but nothing small. You know what I could make really fast is I could get some scraps out and I could make some little banner clips if I could find some. Where's my scrap paper? Oh my gosh. Oh, okay, here's some. Okay, let's see. What's I got here? Here's some scrap paper. That will work. Oh, I'm doing a video, or did I do a video? I think I did a video. It's just not posted yet. And I did it using this. And I made little chipboard thingies. And well, anyway, you're just going to have to wait for the video. But I gave you a new idea to use this stuff with. Because it's like, yeah. You get a lot of these things in your scrapbooking paper pads and stuff like that. So that's coming up in a video once I can get my act together. Okay, if I were my scissors, anybody see my scissors out on the table somewhere? Nope. Did I put them back where they should be? Yes, I did. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this color. Oh no, wait, let me see. Let me look, because I got that going on. Well, I could do a plain one there. I could clip it up a little bit higher. No, I need to do it on this side. All right, so what do I got? This one right here is good. Take some of that one. And then I need something underneath it. Or that's the underneath one. Maybe this blue color. I'll do that. You know what? I need to make two because I've got to do one on the other one. So I might as well just make it while I'm making that one. Okie dokie. Oh, thank you. Okay. Got this out. I'm going to do this and this one for that page. And let's move this off to the side. Let me get a paper clip. What else colors were in here? Could do yellow. That'd be good for that one. I don't know where I'm going to clip that other thing though. I'm going to clip it in here somewhere. Maybe here. So, oh, that'll work. I could do this color and that color. Okay, and then the paper clip for that one will be pink. Okay, seriously, why does I have to get stuck? Okay, alrighty, there are those. Okay, so we start with the big one. We're just going to fold that in half, and then we're going to take a second one, some pink, make it a little bit shorter, fold that in half, and then I'm going to cut. Normally I'd get out the square punch, but I'm not going to do that. Cut up the middle. Because if you have a square punch, you could just, or a hexagon, makes making a flag. Or if you have the flag punch, wouldn't that be nice? I do have a banner punch, but they're too small for this thing. So, all right, there's that. Scraps. Let's get rid of this little thingamabobby. And it's a little wide. Okay. And then let's put the blue over here. You know what? You know what's nice about doing a live is that, normally when you craft by yourself, you talk to yourself. And this way I can act like I'm talking. Well, I am actually talking to you guys. So you tend to feel a little more sane. So are you guys just hanging out? Are you working on stuff, or did you go out to lunch? Alrighty, so there's that. This is the yellow. Seriously? Where did oh, I was like, how did the pink one disappear? I just had it. What the what? Oh my goodness. I've been catching up on videos, so I still need to watch Julie's Craft and Chat. I want to see that one. The one that you did your these things, what are these called? Flashcards? The flashcard tags. I haven't watched that yet, so I want to go back and watch that. I want to watch Carrie's the Paper Monkey. I need to finish watching your live sale. I didn't finish watching your live sale the other day. And Sandy, I watched your last video, but I didn't comment, so I got to go back on my phone and I need to comment regarding that. So I have lots of catching up to do. Okay, hanging around the house. Oh, thank you. And that's what Sandy's doing, hanging around the house today, which is always a good thing. Cozy. And yes, that's what I've been doing too, Julie. I've been going back and forth between gardening, taking advantage of the beautiful weather. In fact, right now, the sun is starting to break forth out of the clouds. It's just been this cloudy day all day today. And so I need to get out there and finish up my gardening tasks. Not that they'll be finished by any means, but it's a high 70 today. So it's like beautiful, breezy, beautiful day on the lake. I may even go out for a little kayaking, a little adventure, and get some exercise. Oh, Jim brought you a basket of flowers. Oh, that's so nice. I received flowers too from my friend last night. I went with a friend of mine and their parents to an auction last night. Oh my gosh. Oh, I need to do like a live from this thing because it's hysterical. So it is out in the middle of nowhere. And the first time we went, it was a few months ago, and we went with a group of us from my canasta group. And we went to, and it ended up being this guy came and we didn't know what to expect. The auction house that I used to go to down in Florida was fabulous because they would get the offcasts from builders that had model homes. So you could get like incredible deals on furniture, rugs, like any houseware you could ever imagine. It was just an awesome, and they would get hotels selling off stuff, and different like movie sets would come through there, costuming, stuff like that. When movies were being filmed there, they would bring like a lot of the movie set pieces and stuff to be auctioned. Mm. It was a great auction. So every Friday, I'd go with my friend and we'd hang out there and have like hot dogs and popcorn. That was our Friday night out, and had the best time. So I was like really looking forward to this, going to this auction, because I loved going to auctions. It's so much fun. So anyway, I'm sitting there. We go to the auction house. It's in this like strip mall. And I'm like, okay, where is this stuff that they're selling? It's just like, what is here? There's nothing to like really look at. It was just like a big junk pile. Just, and then you sit on like old furniture, like stuff that would have been pulled off the side of the road. So, oh, anyway, um, like big overstuffed 70s couches, and yeah. So they start the auction off, and a guy was there and they were auctioning off food. Well, from you get to go around and see kind of what they're auctioning, and I started looking, I'm like noticing all the expiration dates on all these boxes, and it's all expired food, and it's not going like for 10 cents. They're like auctioning it up. The starting bid was pretty high, and they're like, oh, well, and he wasn't saying that it was expired. And so finally I went over and I kind of complained. I'm like, you need to disclose, because no one can see this, especially if they walked in late, that this is like 6 months to a year expired. And people are bidding like, $5, $15. Like, he's starting to bid high. And I'm thinking, what in the world? So anyway, we left. We're like, oh my goodness. So the only thing they didn't have that was expired were these like Fuji apple dried chips. So we all bought a box of the by Bare Naked, and I recognized the brand. And I thought, okay, that's a good deal. So we all buy these Bare Naked brand apple chips, and we were all laughing because I like them. I like putting them on my salad, and but my friends never had them before, and they're like, ew, these are nasty. And you had to buy like a case of them. And it was like a case for, I don't know, $6 or whatever, which was a deal. But anyway, nobody liked them. So the big joke is the apple chips. Excuse me, I have hiccups. So anyway, fast forward now, like 6 months later, and we all decide that we were going to give this auction house another go. This was like 3 weeks ago. So we go back to this auction house, and no, it was no different. And we felt so bad for this guy. And there was he didn't have any helper. So there was a little girl, she was probably around 8, who was there with her grandparents. And he was once again auctioning off food. And the auctioneer was like, and we learned from the last time we went to the auction not to buy anything at the snack stand, because she was buying up stuff and saying, well, okay, if you're not going to buy these Fritos then and this taco seasoning, we're going to use it, and we're going to make walking tacos for sale for the next event or whatever here. And I'm thinking, okay, note to self, do not buy anything from the snack bar. So again, once again, there was another gentleman. He was selling off not quite expired food. It was expired, but only maybe by a month or whatever. And she was just like, oh yeah, that's still good. It's still fine. And he passed out these like pretzel bites that had peanut butter in them for everybody to try. So anyway, my friends and I, we took one of the pretzels out, and it was stale. It was nasty. And the lady up at the front, she's like, well, I'll take a box. So she was like buying everything. It was just so bizarre. It was like the worst one I'd ever been to. Oh goodness. Anyway, So last night, so we had some friends that went to a different auction last week, and they're like, "Oh, you should go to this auction. It's really good. It's a good auction, and they actually have stuff like tools and furniture and things like that. They're auctioning off." So we go, and sure enough, some lady is there, and she's at least her food wasn't expired. It was like maybe 3 to 6 months to a year before the expiration and stuff like that. But she did have some good things. I got a sprayer for the top of my camper because I can't reach it. So I got this like power sprayer for the end of my hose. I got that for $15. It was new in the box. She did warranty everything that she sold. And I got some wet wipes, like a 6 pack of wet wipes. If anybody knows me, I'm like the wet wipe person because I do a lot of thrifting and your hands get dirty when you go thrifting. Just saying. Um, so anyway, that is my story. That's my story about the auction. But there was nothing, there was more like I think this auction is more like people that buy Amazon returns. That's what it looked like. And I know we've had a couple stores go out of business, like Big Lots went out of business, and that was kind of the stuff that was coming up. But anyway, it wasn't like the good auctions where you can go. My sister, who lived in um, Virginia for a while, she lived in Charlottesville, I think it was called. And her auctions were amazing because it was all antiques. It was she would get amazing finds, and she furnished her whole. She had like a 150-year-old farmhouse, and she furnished that whole farmhouse from that auction. It was incredible, and she would get incredible deals. So, but yeah, mine not so much. So, oh goodness. So do you guys have good auctions where you are? Well, Sandy, Wilhelmina, I know you, do you go to auction? Is that what you do? I hear you talk about going to auctions. Okay. Okay. I have to think about this because I got to think about how it's going on my page. Oh, yeah. I just love sheep because they're cute, especially the babies. Okay, you have auctions. I bet you have good auctions down where you are, Carrie. You should try going and take us with you. I would take you guys with me if I was going, but I don't think you would want to see what they have there. There's no crafting stuff. Although I was laughing because they did have they had a scrapbook from K Company and they didn't even know what they had, which cracked me up. Okay. If I wanted to go this way and I want the big thing on the bottom, I need to go this way. No, I need to go this way. Okay, there. You have to think about these, how this is going to hang on there and which way you want it to go. Just saying. They had a scrapbook from K Company still in the packet, and it was the Air Force one. And the only reason why I recognized it, it was new in the box, and nobody bought it. Nobody even bid on it. And the only reason why I knew what it was because I had it for my father's stuff because I transferred over a lot of his stuff to archival. And yeah, so. Okay, let's see what's going on in the chat because I have not been paying attention. I can't do 3 things at one time. I can't craft, talk, and read the chat. I'm not a good live YouTuber. Okay, so Sandy wrote, at the moment, Jim is outside planting his vegetable garden. 3 years in a row, it made it to July before the goats broke in and ate it all. And he put up a new fence. Oh no, I totally get it. I can totally sympathize, Jim. I had rabbits get all of my pumpkins and watermelons the first year I decided to venture into the gardening thing. And so I have not gardened since until this year, and I decided to try it. So we shall see. Fingers crossed. Okay, Julie, I haven't heard of any live auctions in our area, just online pickup type auctions. Okay. They are fun if you have a good auctioneer. Oh, that was the other thing. So the auctioneer at that one auction, oh my goodness, she's never been an auctioneer in her entire life. And all she did was chat about, oh, how, this is good and how you could use it and da 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 da. And it'd be like 30 minutes before we got on to the next item. And it was awful. And the people there weren't willing to like wheel and deal or do any deals or anything like that. And so it was just, yeah, that one was horrible. This guy last night, I think he's a cattle auctioneer because woo, he was good. He moved fast. The people that came to sell their wares, they really wanted to, to do some wheeling and dealing. So that was good. Yeah. So we had a good time. That was fun. Even though I didn't buy a whole lot. Oh my gosh, but we were so hungry because none of us ate dinner. And so the one lady, she was selling at the end, I guess she works for like a food wholesaler. And so she'll sell stuff it's not expired. It's all been frozen. And but she brought out all these sandwiches, in the boxes that they sell to like convenience stores and stuff, So we were so hungry and everything was closed at that point around that area to get anything. So we all bought these sandwiches and when we opened them up, they were frozen. So then we had to they had a microwave in the back that we asked to use. And we're sitting there trying to microwave them. And oh my gosh, we ate frozen sandwiches for dinner last night. But it was fun. Okay. So I've got these little flaggy things. However, those are kind of, oh, I know what I have. Let's see. Where's this guy's pile? Because I saw a little rabbit in here I could add. These are all the things I still need to. I should pull these out and decorate them. I should do your video, Julie, and decorate those, shouldn't I? Look at these cute little vintage photos I have of this little boy, and he's eating and trying to eat the egg out of the Easter basket. Isn't that little toddler cute? Look at his little plaid. Look at his little plaid jacket. I don't know if you can see because I know I got like a glare and it's having a hard time focusing. It was definitely adventure. But you know what? When you're going through stuff with friends, it's kind of fun. And because we all play canasta together, we all talk about it the next time we get together. Okay. I know I have like this little bunny that I could put on. I'd cut it out. Okay, I've got this. Well, now I could add this. I could add this on there. He's just a little too big. All right, I got to find something. Okay, what do I have that I could put on there? Or should I just keep going and decorate that little thing later? Look, I got all of my little stuff on this. The smaller pieces on trays. He's cute, but way too big. Cards and alphas, and I got them from. Oh, you know what? I could use them. I could cut them. Cut them out. Oh, you know what I thought about? I need to get the originals. These were copies I made for myself. All right. I have to cut the originals out. I can't use them because they're still in copyright. So I'm going to leave these for now and move on. And I will come back to it. I will come back to it. I'm gonna have to get the originals. I know I have them somewhere. I'll find them. If I don't, I have a huge, I've got several huge pattern books from the 60s, and I should be using the originals. Alrighty, put that in there. You know what? You know what? Okay. How do you guys do this? Do you just work on one at a time and fill it, or do you try to work on two at a time? Because when I made all my ephemera, I made two of everything. So should I just be like doing it all together at one time? Like if I do one, because see now I've got to go back and I've got to glue this to this. How do you do it? I need to be more efficient. I'm such a make one at a time journal person. I just do one. And then recently in the last year, I've been trying to knock out more, but then I get overwhelmed and then I get nothing done. What do you do? And do you even have that problem? Does anybody even have that problem? I know I was talking earlier with Amy and Aaron, and we were talking about how fast some people work and they just knock their journals out like it is just nothing. And that we are more of a slow crafter, slow crafter. Okay. Alrighty, so I think that's what I'm going to try to do. Maybe I'll just do two at a time and see how this works. Since I've got you in here to cheer me on, I might be able to do it. But they're not identical. That's the only thing. But I do have some things that are the same, but the book's not put together. See, I'm already way ahead on that one. Okay, let me go to this. I know I've got this pocket in here, but I've got that. But see, this is that kind of thing, and this is a pocket. So I've already got a problem there. So I don't know. Sandy, really work on more than one. They start to look the same. Yeah, that's how I feel. I am a moody worker also. We were talking about that I kind of bounce around. Part of that is the ADD issue of a crafter. And then the other part is, so I just get tired of it. I guess because it's just like, I just get tired of working on the same thing. All right. So I need something for in here, which I have lots of big things. Let me look. So I've got this big card that I need to do something with. Oh, I can do, look what I have. I'm putting this in there that you sent me. Is that okay? I usually don't do Happy Mail in other journals, but I thought that was good for spring. I've got these little George's Secret Garden, and this came out of a I love putting activities because I'm all about, let's do some activities. That's not going to go in there. Will it fit? It'll fit if I trim it down. Yeah, I don't know. Oh no, did I cut a dot? No, just barely. When people send me stuff, I put them in my journal. But this time I did use some fabric from Kelly, and I'm using that little thing, but that's the only thing that was not mine that are going in here. But I thought that color was so perfect, and because it said new, I thought it would be cute. I just need to decorate it. Okay, then I need something for, I need to decorate that. Do I? I don't know. I put something in front of it. Look at the little lammy cake. I need something big in front of there. Is that big enough? I like it because it's got the yellow from that. This is tall. I need to decorate this. So maybe I'll put the two things that I need to decorate. I'm going to do Julie's thing on those. I did decorate flashcards a couple years ago. I did tags, but I did them more like vintagey. I used some yearbook stuff, so that's not appropriate here. Got a little Woodstock action. This is another thing that needs something big, so I'm wondering if I shouldn't put some, oh, I know what I've got. I can put in there. I've got this thing, which I could cut a piece off and fold and put in there. These are like birds and all spring things. So, yeah. Do you just cut? How do you guys do this? I feel bad cutting out some stuff. Maybe I'll just do it a little, whoops. Maybe I'll just do it a little wonky and fold it up and tuck it in, because there's some things here I don't want to cut off, like a whole alphabet. Oh goodness, I don't know, this is coming quite to the dealio here. Okay, let's fold this way, fold it that way, and tuck it in to here. I'll put some other stuff in there. I don't really have big stuff. Oh my goodness, that means I'm gonna have to make some things. Oh, I need two big things right here too. I got nothing. Everything I have is, I made a bunch of small stuff. What was I thinking? What was I thinking? Do I not have any big stuff? Oh my goodness. Okay. I feel like I'm missing something. Like, I feel like I'm missing all my really large things. All right, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to make a note to myself, because I know me and I know I will forget what I have to do. So while I'm working on this, somebody throw out some ideas of some big things that I could put in the big pockets. Let's see. Okay, I need to do 2 pockets, like large items. And then I had, what did I have up here? I had, oh, I need to decorate flashcard and the large index card. Oh, I know what I could put in here. I'll have to run upstairs. All right, I'll just make a note. I can put in, I've got a gardening book that has folded pages. Okay, I know which one I can do. I don't have one of those down here. Why don't I have one of those down here? Huh. All right. Do you have a big time card? Time cards. Yes, that's up in the attic. Okay, so not my attic, but it's in my upstairs shop area. So, okay. I'm just going to write this down. A time card. I'm going to have to decorate it. So, okay. What else can I put in there that's not a time, I don't have to decorate? Oh, goodness. Hey, Terry. I'm doing so much better. I had to get on an antibiotic. And as soon as I got on the antibiotic, like the next day, I was feeling at least that I had more energy. So I'm doing so much better. Thank you for asking. I had a really bad sinus infection and I still have sinus drainage. But it's, oh, yeah, so much better. Do I have a long note card like the shopping list notepads? Shopping list note. I probably do. Shopping list notepads. Let me see. I think actually, I have some, but I have some here. Let me look. So I started putting Post-it notes in this little bin. Let me see if I have any long ones. I don't think I have long ones in here, though. I think these are more like fun and short. Oh, wait. Nope. I do have some long ones. You are so smart. Okay. Let's see. How big are these? These are cute. Yay. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Carrie. That is so smart. Yes, I do have some. I got that's fun. See, I just need reminding about what's in my room. How about stationery paper? Yes, I do have stationery paper. Let's see. I can put, like, I've got this one. I know I have some stationery paper down here. I do have, let me see. Okay. What happened to the other one? Oh my goodness. Didn't I pull two? You know what? I'm going to take it out of there and then I'm going to find it. So back in my era of planning, being a planner girl, I had all these Post-it notes, like so many. Then I ended up getting rid of them all. And well, some of them I kept and some of them are new since then, but I just kept like one or two of them. I didn't keep all of them anymore. So it's like, oh, there it is. Goodness. Didn't I look there? Okay. Let me see. Stationery. Okay, I'm going to go over here for that. What? You're going to be a rebel? What are you doing, Sandy, that you're going to be a rebel? Ugh. Okay, let's go over here to my stationery. Uh-oh. I may have to get the ladder out because I think that's on the... I think that might... The stationery... I know I've got stationery in here. I'm pretty sure. Okay, wait. Let me see. I do have this that has some in it. I think okay, I'm already using these purple ones, but I just got these little birdies. Thank you for helping me. Going to try stapling a signature and sewing it in. Okay, I hope that works for you. I hope it works. Because you know me, I'm that's so stressful for me. Oh wait, I found some more stationery. Okay, hold on one second. I found this because a lot of my stationery is upstairs, but I do have, what is this thing? Oh, Toro tablet. That's got a bowl. That's not very on it. Okay, here's some flowers. That's pretty. experiment. All right. What else I got? What's this yellow one? The Sahara. I got a camel. Although that yellow is really pretty, but maybe I'll save that one for summer. Let's see, what is this? Oh, no, I already had that. So there's some long Post-it notes in here, but I've already done that. What are these? Oh, that's for school. Oh, this is really sweet. Look at that one. Okay, I think I'm good for stationery. But that's very helpful. Thank you. What else? What else we got? What else is big? Because I'm sure I have it. What else is big? Oh. Okay, I've got, let me climb up here. I've got some work baskets and some Paco fun. I probably could go through these and find some pages that I could tuck in or mount on some cardstock. Let's look in here. Oh, this looks springy. This is March. Children's Digest. Let's get some work baskets. This is March. That's the cover. Oh, you can crochet a classic beret. Oh, that's crocheted. Okay, that's March. Oh my goodness, look at this thing. That's going to be fall. Oh, that's my birth year. Anything else? What else can I put in here? That's going to be winter, January, June. Okay, so let's try a work basket. I don't know what this is. Children's Digest. See, a lot of my children, these things are up in my storeroom. So I could put riddles in there with the birds, although it's kind of like a more fallish. Why is that in a children's book? Oh, look at him. He's cute. A little bug in a jar. A folded article of something interesting. Do you have any magazines with articles or images? Do I have magazines with articles or images? Girl, you do not know who you're talking to. I am like the vintage magazine queen. Hold 1 second. I didn't even think of that. All right, let me put these back up on the shelf. And Sandy gave me a couple of vintage magazines. And I bought one from her. And I do have some here somewhere. Hold on, let me look. I do have a bin down here. But these may be all my winter ones. These are my smaller ones, not the Life magazines, but okay, I gotta look at this. Is April. This is spring. Ooh. Okay. That's cute. Pink. Do you think pie crust would go? Let's try it. Fruit Alaska. That's got daisies in it. I should say that for my Doris Day album. You know what? If I don't pull that out, I'm going to forget about it. Aunt Jemima. Oh, look at her. She's a little, whoa, she's got a bow and arrow. She's a little more summery. Oh, look at them. They're cute. Spring showers, bring May flowers. Vegetable gardening. How to have the best flavored vegetables in town. Do you have any little golden nature guides? Yes, I do. I'm using a page right now to make a journaling card. They are a good size. Okay, let me go up. Ooh, I love this patio. Look at this patio. That's fun because everybody's kind of getting their patios ready. That's a good one. Housework. Bathrooms. See, it takes a village. You know, sometimes you just get out of the ooh, that's a good one for my, this is a good one right here for my daisy journal. I'm doing this one for myself. That's going to be my next project, is my oh, here. This is cute. This little guy with the, you know, this looks like a bunny I had growing up. His name was Napoleon. And he was a big white rabbit with pink eyes. Sure was. Oh my gosh, guys. Thanks so much for on your feet a lot. I was last week. I will get the nature guides out. Oh my goodness. Look at her. Isn't she cute? Any, I wish I had these plates. See any other ones? I need one more. Oh, look at this one. Oh my gosh, look at her. This is good with the bird. Wake up with a permanent. She's like opening up the, she'd make a cute thing. She's opening up the window with the bird singing. Now all she needs is a carpenter bee bombing her. It'd be perfect. Oh gosh. Oh my gosh, that's cute. Look at her. There's a lot of stuff in here if I ever do like a, oh, this is perfect. Pick a phone from the Garden of Colors. I love this one. It's got the bunny, all the right colors. That's perfect. Okay. Yeah, I don't know why I wasn't even thinking of any of these. Look at this one. Isn't this adorable? Look at that cover. This is Christmas though. December 1959. What's this one? Okay, this is March. Sauce it up, Cheese Whiz. Oh, Brer Rabbit. That's cute. Molasses pecan cookies. Now I'm wanting cookies. I'm on lunch. I'm hungry. But you guys are so smart. Okay. This will give me a lot of stuff. It's a little more wintry. I need to. Ugh, my mother used to drink Tab back in the day. I remember tasting it for the first time. That was so gross. Oh, I've got a strawberry journal I need to finish up that I've had in the works for ever. It's in my pile. I think I've had it for like 4 years. In here, yeah. I have everything pretty much done. All I have to do, and I had to put it in a thing so it wouldn't get ruined. I stuck it in some plastic, and I pretty much have it finished. But I need to add a couple more things. So I made a traveler's notebook, and anyway, so that will be perfect for in there. That's another thing I have to get finished. Yes, I love Fresca. I loved Fresca. And then they ruined Fresca. But it used to be, wow, look at that deep freeze. Aqua. I'm so glad we don't have to wear pantyhose anymore. Praise the Lord. I don't have to wear pantyhose. It's like super freeing. Okay, I must have been cutting out and just left some junk in here. Okay, so I got the magazines. What was the other thing I had to get? The nature books. Yes, I have, in fact. Well, I did just purchase one at an estate sale recently. Let me see. I don't know if I did that videotape that haul yet. All right. Talk amongst yourself for a minute. Okay, you guys are amazing. See? So good. All right. Okay. Pretend you haven't seen this because I haven't hauled this yet. Is this the one? Is this the ones you're talking about? This one? Julie? Ooh, that one's pretty right there. But it'd make a good journaling card. I agree. This size, because I have multiple other size. Hardcore diet Pepsi girl. I am a Pepsi girl. Yes, I am over Coke. I always was. I don't drink soda anymore. But oh, I need hummingbirds. We have hummingbirds all over here. Okay, this is it. And oh, here. Oh, daisies. I need to put that in my Tourist Day book. What was I saying? Yeah, I'm not drinking sodas anymore. I drink sparkling water, and I make my own cold tea, infused tea. I found this delicious rose lemonade tea by Taylor's, and it makes a great cold brew tea. It's so yummy. And it's just a beautiful shade of pink when you're drinking it. So it's kind of fun. This is what it looks like. And that all I do is take this with water in it, fill it up. I take 1 tea bag, I put it in there, I leave it in overnight and take it out, and I have delicious flavored water. I don't put sugar in it though. You could if you like sugared tea. Okay, that was a great idea. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So Now what do I do? Oh, I got a mess. Okay. So I need to make journaling cards out of these. You know what? I wonder if they fit on this size of an index card, because wouldn't that be easy? They are. They're the same size as this index card. What? Isn't that easy? Okie dokie. And you can have a writing space on the back if you leave it that way. Or what do you think? Would you use it to write on if it was like that way? Or would you use it more if it was blank on the back side? I don't know. I don't mind writing this way and then tucking it in because I'm not going to see it. Maybe I'll do one of each. I'll do one with lines and one without lines. Yeah, I think they're as good at, I think they are too. I may even break out my, I need one more that size. Break out my sewing machine later and stitch around them. Okay. Now, I gotta find that size index card. Great. Okay. Shoot, I think it's upstairs. Oh, I think those large ones are upstairs. That's the issue, is that this is what's going to happen at the live. You're getting a preview of the live on Friday. This is going to be me going, oh no, I got to run upstairs. Okay. Hold on one second, because I think I may have some in this box. Those are the small ones, and yes, these are the big ones. And you know what? You know what would be cute is maybe do them on this thing. I've got some of these like aqua colored dividers. That would be cute too. Maybe I'll do one of each. Okay. B for bird. A for what? I don't have anything. Alrighty. Oh my goodness, these fit perfect. What? This is so cute. Okay. Okay, so I think I'm going to trim it down a little bit though. Let me get my little chopper out. You guys are amazing. Thank you for helping me. But okay, so Friday, I don't know if y'all were in here, but when I was talking about it, Carol at Crinkle Path, Hazel and I are doing that Mission Impossible challenge hosted on Angela, the Traveling Crafters YouTube channel. I'll have everything linked down below after the live. Well, maybe not right after. I'm going to have lunch. But I'm looking forward to that. That's Friday. I think at 10:30. Is that what Carol said? Does anybody know? But yeah, so you're getting a little precursor of help me. I am phoning a friend. I'm just saying. So if anybody wants to send me their phone number, I may phone a friend. Is that legal? Not sure. I'm going to make it legal. Shh, don't tell anybody. Okay. Just kidding. I play by the rules. Alrighty. Oh my goodness. Okay. I love it on these dividers. Yes. Julie, do you have any of these dividers? Because these things fit perfectly on this size divider. Just saying. If I was a glue stick, did I have a glue stick out? Oh my gosh, I have tons of glue sticks. Seriously? Okay. I just got these new glue sticks from Tokyo. But look at the reason why I got them is because the colors just made me happy. And they're scented, they smell. This one is, oh goodness, I can't read that. It smells kind of lemony. This one I think is rose. But isn't that fun? Yeah, that's definitely rose. But this actually smells like a rose. Sometimes they smell like a little lady's powder room. No offense to little ladies. Some people won't be able to use that because that's blue. But it does smell. And this one is lily. That smells good. So anyway, I just love the colors. I had to get them. I don't know if it works or not. We'll see. I'm assuming they're by Tombow. Tombow makes a good product. A lot of, I used to be big into Traveler's Notebook. I still am. I love using Traveler's Notebook. And so I used a lot of Tombow glue back in the day. Okay, grab those out. See what happens when we all get together. Yeah, that's great. That's great. Oh my gosh. And that makes a nice card. Okay. One. Let's do another one. This one doesn't have anything on it. Thanks, Terry. Okay. Yeah, this is like the perfect size. I just trimmed it down a little bit because I want a little bit of that aqua showing around it. All right, well, maybe it was a little ambitious to see if I could get these done today, but I'm one step closer to having them finished. So, you know, thanks to you guys hanging with me. Plus, I'm getting to keep you company on this day when you may not have anywhere to go or do or be with anybody. You can be with me. Oh, I should use that one. Is that too wintry looking? Because I think this one's a lot more springy looking. Even though this one begins with an A and that is AM and that is AM. But this is definitely more springy. I think I'm going to go with that. I'm not going to care about the letters. Okay. Plus, once I get it stuck down, nobody's even going to know what's on the other side and they won't be bummed out. So don't tell anyone. Okay. I can hear the birds. Now that it's not yucky out, I think I might open up all my doors. I had them shut because it was kind of raining. And when the rains that comes in off the lake, it gets inside the house. And I've got hardwood floors. So, okay, this one is going to go in here. Look at all the stuff you helped me pull. Seriously. Okay. So that would look so cute in that pocket right there. You guys are so smart. Kelly Durkee! Hi, Kelly. Say hi to Kelly. She was my swap partner for Rebecca Hoots spring swap. Oh my goodness, Kelly, I used a lot of your ruffles in here. I used some of your ruffles in these journals. And I did use I decided I was going to share one in each one of these little lovely little thingies you made me. So the little village that's in the chat is helping me pull some stuff. You got any ideas of some big things I can pull for the bigger pockets? Because that'd be really helpful. I have a lot of little stuff, but I don't have some bigger things. So one of the things was using the nature journal, which I used. So I'm going to take you out and put you in there. And that goes perfect with the little yo-yo you made me. Love it. Okay. And then I need to add that back in somewhere. So I got that one filled. I just need to decorate that. What else? I've got that one done because I had these little activity pages. I need something for this one, I guess. It's going to be kind of hard pulling something in and out of that, isn't it? Maybe I'll just cover it. I think I need to just cover that. What do I have? What did I just get? Oh, I have one of these listing things. Oh my goodness, that fits. That fits almost perfect. I just need to trim it a teeny weeny bit on the bottom and a teeny weeny bit on the side. Do I want to use that one, or where's that striped one I pulled? Oh, then they could still use the pocket if I put that there. So I think I'm going with this one. Maybe I need to do this. Go around the edge, and I will leave the pocket because you could put like secret, super secret journaling in that little pocket. And then I will. Who was talking about? Somebody was talking about not liking. Oh man. Okay, I got glue there. Not liking colored glue because you can see it. And I forgot who that was. They were saying, "Oh no, I don't do colored glue because I can see it." I need more. Okay, this is what's helping me because Friday when we go to do that Mission Impossible, I need more desk space. I need more desk space for sure. So I'm going to get a little folding table and I'm going to set it up and I'm going to have all my little junk that I need off to the side. And that way I'll have some space. So although we're not going to be like, hopefully not working in a book. I don't know what we're going to be doing, to be honest with you. Oh, I need to. Okay, so these I'm going to put here for now. Okay, so I shut this and I didn't want to shut it because I was going to wipe off that glue. I need a wet wipe. Pretty much everything that I need is right by my desk, but except for supplies. So I've got all the little stuff around my desk, but as far as like supplies, I've got a big closet full of stuff. I do have like papers and things. I have a filing cabinet, but it's an old filing cabinet, so it's cool. It's like 4 drawers, but they're not very deep. Okay, is that gonna work? Because I'm gonna have to put some washi tape there, I think. Hopefully that worked. It just needs to dry. Kelly, what are you doing? You holding your grandbaby? Oh my goodness, people. I've been on here for over 3 hours, but thank you for spending some time with me and putting me on fire, getting this done. Okay. So what else do I need to do? All right. So that's my list I have going, guys. I think I'm going to definitely turn this into, I'll put this in a pocket. Maybe not as a journaling, maybe not back it because it has the recipe. And I think what I'll do is, I need my smaller scissors, is I will fold it and tuck it in. It's got cheese whiz on the backside. These are my small scissors because I can't cut a straight line, but these 14-inch scissors really help me cut a straight line. If you can't cut a straight line, then these are the scissors to get. Just saying. Okay. A little side table or stool is so nice for extra space. I have an antique one that belonged to my mom that I use on Thursdays. I need this. I need more spread out room. I need more spread out room too. And I think for Friday, I'm going to just set up. I've got a TV tray. I have like a vintage TV tray for my camper I can dig out. And I think a TV tray would be just enough where I can have stuff set off to the side. Because all my rolling carts are in use right now. And I really just need something I could set something on top of to have on the left side. I've been looking for like a little something because I need to attach my camera to something where it's not attached to my work table, because every time I move anything on my table, it shakes. Look how cute all that pasta is. What are those called? Those are fun. A little wagony wheel. Bow ties. Look at these. They're like little tiny Chef Boyardee little, what are those called? Francos or something like that. Had the little round. Yeah, so this, I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to keep that there. And I think that's going to make a nice little something, something. All right, so I've got these. I need to figure out what to do with those. Let's look at the work baskets. This I definitely can put in a pocket. And I have all of this stuff that you helped me pull. So these are good to go. And then let's look in the work basket. See if there's any. This, I don't know. This is more, I feel like the work baskets are a little kind of more vintage than the era of these books, I think. I don't know. What do you think? They've got awesome little things. Like, look at this. Flower kits, French room, spring hats. Now, that's kind of cute. Maybe I will use that. There's one. Because I want to set myself up for a win. Not that I'm competitive or anything. However, I'm just saying. Oh, look at that. Get into music. What is this thing? This is some kind of bunny something or other. Why does it say a Pekingese dog? That looks more like a bunny. That doesn't look like a Pekingese. Although it has a really long tail. Okay, I'm not getting that. I don't get that as a Pekingese at all. Oh, this is really cute. I need to put this in one. 3 for spring. These little spring dresses. All right. That's adorbs. Oh, Sandy, you're a woman after my own heart. I do not like sewing signatures in, but I've tried all the ones with the tabs and the da-da-da, and nothing really holds them in as secure as when you hand sew in your signatures. That's my humble opinion. I've done so many different things. I even now, just recently, because I'm going to do a couple new journals, and I pulled out, I'm just doing glue books, and I pulled my cinch out because I haven't used my cinch in probably like 4 years. And I used to do journals out of my cinch all the time because I didn't have to sew the signatures in. Just saying. So, oh no, your experiment was a flop. Oh no. Girl, I'm so sorry. Oh. Okay, you're not minding this? Okay, so we've got two camps here. We've got Terry, who is not big, doesn't like to decorate. She's not very confident. Let's get your confidence up, girl. And then we have Sandy, who's not crazy about sewing in her signatures, which I'm in that camp. I'm more love making the ephemera and the decorating. That's like my jam. I'm telling you, I think we just need to hire out for the sewing part. I need to find somebody that likes to sew likes to sew in signatures. I do have a guy friend, but I don't feel like he okay, let's pull some pack of funds now. I don't think that he would enjoy sewing my signatures in, although he is a woodworker, so he would be really good at it because one, his hands are going to be strong, and then I like doing ring bound journals too. But then he's so precise, he would be really good. Now, if I could just talk him into doing it, it'd be great. Oh, this is cute. Look at this back side of this one. I did pull some of these out because it was the right color. So I do have these to tuck in. I know. I think he would be good because he is, oh, springtime frolic. Yes, let's do some springtime frolicking. All right, I need to. Oh, this is cute too. This is Easter baskets for shimmering luster film. What? Billy the bunny kit, a nesting duck kit, Debbie the duck. I don't know this. Was this like that colored acetate? It's called luster film. All right, let's get these out first. You know what I need? I need that really handy, nifty, small little tool. I need one of those. I got to put that on my list. To take out, I thought I had one and I don't know where it is, but I thought I had one. It's like the small little stapler remover. I need to get one of those because they are way easier than this 1970s one that I have. It almost looks like a cuticle thing. It almost looks like a cuticle remover tool. Okay, I think my issue with my stapler remover is that it is bent. I wonder if I can bend it back. Let's try. Okay, bye, Carrie. Thanks for hanging in here. Have a wonderful day. Okay. Oh, you've never seen Paco Funds? Yeah, they were like kids crafting magazine back in the day. Okay, I think they're supposed to go inside, and this one, I think this is supposed to go outside and somehow. Oh my gosh, maybe it'll actually work now. It's kind of hitting. It looks like it's a little off. That works much better. But there is this little tool that you just wedge, and it's a lot simpler. But now, okay. First off, when you have one of these, to have one that's not bent works a lot easier. Just saying. I don't know how many years I've been struggling with this thing and never noticed it was bent. Okay. Colorful little garden works. This is just adorable. Little windmills. Oh, this is really cute. The whole thing. Look at it's got. I could just turn it. I could put cardstock in between and then have it on both sides. This says paint by number, fluffy feathered Easter friends. This is really cute. Alrighty, so I got this one, this one. Do I have 4 now? I have 4. Look at these. These are little bird houses you could make out of milk jugs, orange juice, bottoms of stuff. I'm not really sure what, some kind of sand pail. Salute to spring. Birdhouses, wind gauges, rain gauges, a compass, kites, kitchen gardening, and more. Eggs over easy. Look at this little chick you can make. What do you make it out of? Plastic egg creations. Oh, and it's in like a plastic strawberry holder crate. No, I'm working with the Paco funds. Cup and napkin animals. Here we go. This is how we can use up all those innard napkins. I can't touch popsicle sticks. They creep me out. Any kind of wood stick creeps me out. You know who else is like that? Is Tim Holtz. I was laughing because he doesn't like microfiber towels. I don't either. And he does not like wood sticks. And so there must be something genetically, because I know several people like that. Daisy puppets from cardboard rolls. Look how cute. They got googly eyes. Tree of spring. I want jelly beans. A get well fun box. This could be fun. Oh, it's got like little that's so cute. It has little activities you could do. So if you had a little sick kid, then you could make them a little activity box that they could do while they were in bed. Kitchen gardening. Sweet taters. A carrot plant. Carrots. Let me tell you, I have wild carrots all over my backyard. Oh my goodness. I've been pulling them up for days. Can you eat a wild carrot? I don't think so. Is a wild carrot really wild? I have no idea. I have those and I have chives. Ugh. And when I go, I don't like the smell of onions. And when I go to have to mow my yard, it just smells like, ugh. It just smells horrible. Okay, Sandy, you have a wonderful day. Thank you. Thanks for stopping by. I know I need to go eat some lunch. I mean, I haven't even had, did I have breakfast? I didn't even have breakfast yet. And it is almost 4:30 here. I'm going to stay on for a few more minutes. I appreciate you guys. But anyway, if you're not familiar with this little magazine, they're very cute. Lots of activities in them, hence why they call it Paco Fun. Okay, so thank you guys for hanging in there with me. I think I'm going to hop off and go grab something to eat. But I cannot tell you, I appreciate you helping with thinking of big things to put in my journal, because seriously, I think part of it is I'm tired and I really am. I've been working in these things and I felt kind of overwhelmed. I couldn't even think. Plus, I don't have everything in my room that I need down here yet, but apparently I do, because you helped me. So thank you. But I'm going to hop off. I'm hoping that you guys all have just a wonderful Sunday afternoon, that you are doing things that make you happy, and you're enjoying the people that you love, and that you get outside today. Just even if it's only for a few minutes, to take in the fresh air and take in some sunshine if you have some sunshine where you are, and just call someone today to lift their spirits. I'm thankful that you guys were here and you spent your afternoon. You chose to spend your afternoon with me. Thank you so much. And I know I was on here for a long time, but I'm going to do some more lives because we will be back and I will show you how I am advancing in my little books here because I'm going to get these done. I need to get them done before Friday, before the makers mission makers thing. And thank you, Terry, for rooting me on. I know you'll be rooting all three of us on, and it will be a blast. I'm looking forward to it. Thanks. Thanks for hanging out with me, Julie. I appreciate it. And I will see you guys later. Have a wonderful day. And I have to turn this off now. How do I end my stream? I'm on two devices. Hello. All right. See you guys later. Bye.